Welcome, welcome, welcome to Alley Top Files. Thank you so much and for joining us on this Pastor Sunday. Today we have a special guest. I'm going to bring her up on the stage right now. You probably all know her. Love and Compassion, huge supporter of my show and so many others. And she's going to help me break down Mr. Frank Turek and a little bit of Erica Kirk today. So welcome, Love and
Hel-
Compassion.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Woo! Let's get some cheers.
Thank you.
Okay.
Ple-
And
Pleasure to see you, love, as always. Welcome back.
welcome Mad Max, my groom. Okay. We're going to do this. So hello, welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome. So much is going on, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, do you guys see the Iran stuff? It's just like,
Well, heck, over the past week, there was the Iran stuff. There's the election board members getting fired. And then Lindsey Graham passes away. And after speaking with delegates from Ukraine overseas, all kinds of weird stuff
Yeah.
going on.
this just started. Yes, I just started now. So I have Love and Compassion as my guest. Her link is in my description. Her link is in the comments. Please follow her. Please like her stuff. She's going to be doing more things. Maybe one day she'll be doing a Spanish teaching class. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm putting it together.
Oh yes,
Yes.
I'm going to come.
Yep, we'll come.
Yes. Okay.
Awesome.
So we're gonna go right now. We're gonna go a little bit to the past, and then we're gonna go to the future. So I just want to play. Just a short clip. It's like 8 minutes long of Frank talking about, what happened on September 10th. Then we're gonna go to his recent video. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna do a little bit of Erica as well because there's some stuff I want to show you, and that's it. And let's get to it.
And so I guess Erica was doing some stuff this past week as well, in between her appearances at the trial.
She went to
Apparently, allegedly.
the Club America. I think she flew somewhere. I don't know where exactly it was, but yeah, it's all over X right now.
Yeah, and I remember seeing something last night on X that she went out east, went to the East Coast after the preliminary hearings. Maybe that's what she was going for.
Yeah. So let's go back in the past, and then I'm going to show you Frank's new video that he posted. Okay.
Oh, one more thing, honey. Before you go, did you want to mention
I have
your goal?
Yeah, I have a poll up. I have goals up. Like hit the polls, please. Anything. If I reach the goal, then I'll do a really really fun members live. Even though I'm delirious and tired right now, I will do it. But yes, and please follow Love and Compassion. She's my guest today. Please follow her if you haven't. I put the link in the chat. Did I star it? Where is it? Here it is. Right here. At Love and Compassion 1 on YouTube. So we're both streaming today. So welcome.
And
Thank you.
Her channel is a great channel. She's breaking down biblical scripture one book at a time. And in a day and age where we're getting so much misinformation and lies about what things actually mean, it's great to have a source that you can go and look at and depend on and read for yourself.
If I ever need to go get a Bible verse, I'm going over there. So she does it really well. So thank you for that. So let's get right into this. You're welcome. Let's get right into this. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for showing up. We're getting a little bit of Frank. We're going to go to the past, and then we're going to go future. So let's go. I just got to pull this off. Put this here. I made this clip, so let's enjoy this one. This one's good. Okay, here we go.
Charlie, I mean, he's a foot from me. His face is a foot from me.
And so Frank's just praying out loud, and Rick's praying, and I can hear just the car revving, just going hard. And I hear Dan just calling out the directions to Justin, so he doesn't have to look at anything but the road. And we get there.
Was CPR being conducted during this time?
No, because right now I got to stop that bleeding.
Yeah.
I said, we got to start CPR. I'm looking down at Charlie. I mean, he's a foot from me. His face is a foot from me.
No, I had heard conflicting reports, and I was a little confused by that. Like, we can't start doing CPR before the bleeding stops. And people don't understand that.
Prioritization
Yeah.
of care,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
We had to start CPR anyway, so we did. I just started pounding on him, trying to get him to respond. Couldn't do it. There's an ambulance coming toward us, going toward the venue, and we're should we stop? No, just keep going. Just the doctor later said that was the right thing to do.
so it's like, I've got to get that bleeding stopped before. And then I knew that we were not that far from the hospital, and the human body can, so I got to stop that bleeding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just got to stop the bleeding. And so that was my primary, that's the chief complaint from the patient that I have right here. And so I'm going after that bleed control, trying to stop that.
And we're trying to stop the bleeding. And his eyes are fixed, Megan. He's not looking at me. He's looking into eternity. Got to the hospital and just ran him right in through the emergency room. And they had a team there, and they started pounding on him and started putting blood in him. And they did get a pulse, but later the doctor said that's just because he was healthy. But the shot was catastrophic. Let me just put it that way. We couldn't have done anything.
Doc,
More pounding on him and blood in him.
Frank seems to like the pounding, and as he revealed to us when he talked about the universe, he knows who banged the universe.
Oh, babe,
So
you
he's
good
in-
memory.
So he's in pounding and banging.
He knows who banged it.
Yeah, he knows who banged it, and he's the one pounding it. Frank, you're a weird man.
I don't know why there's so much pounding going on here, but yeah, let's keep going.
your question earlier about a pulse, we'll get back to that. And so they ended up working him in the room, and they ended up taking him to the OR because they got a pulse.
They did get a pulse?
They did get a pulse, but Charlie was a healthy man. He was very cognizant of his health, and he was a strong guy. And
They've had a pulse?
but
Hold on. How long had it been since the shot to the hospital?
I have no idea. But you can
that is a jugular shot.
you can be dead. A central nervous system. You got a strong heart, right? And that's what the OR doc told me.
Okay.
He said that's what it was. And so,
Holy shit.
yeah. And so I have no way of. I'm not a doctor.
Then they brought him into surgery. And about, I'd say a half hour later, the head surgeon came out and said he's dead.
Mm.
And that's when the great Mikey McCoy showed up. Actually, he was there just before that happened. And 23 years old. He's calling the vice president. He's calling Erica. He's sending a plane to get Erica. He's talking. He's asking the doctor real hard questions. He's shaking a little bit, but he knows what he needs to do. He said, Charlie would want me to do this. And he just took over. I couldn't be more proud of that man. Love that man.
Messages said, for every Sunday after this, I'll go back for God, but for this Sunday, I'm going for Charlie Kirk.
Oh, I love that.
And the overpouring of responses outside of this event is beautiful. But the event specifically, you're right. Every head, there's heads of state coming. The entire White House essentially is
Really?
coming.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And I believe when Air Force One lands, there's going to be a lot of people that you guys will see at this event. It's going to be
Wow.
very beautiful.
Have you guys been, I mean, you knew Charlie so well, you knew him on a dated, you're getting his clothes, right? And his food. Have you been surprised at like the worldwide tribute?
Did you see the way Mikey looked at Nate Walker? You better not say anything. You just better not. Look at his eyes.
That
Do you see?
Yeah, he's
You got his
staring at
clothes,
them.
right? You got his clothes, right, Nate Walker? You got his clothes. You better answer the questions right, buddy. Look at him. Look at his eyes. Okay.
like the worldwide tributes to him, the massive impact that his loss has had.
Yeah, for sure. You when you're with Charlie every day, he's not Charlie Kirk. He's just Charlie. And then, something like this happens, and his reach was so big. It was bigger than anything I think we ever even realized, me personally, especially. And
Mhm.
he was just so
You think you're working for a company, not necessarily a cause, and then you realize
right. Yeah.
it's something far more profound.
It's way bigger than any of us, and it's bigger than Charlie. It's it's really cool.
Can I ask you guys, like, how did you get the news last week? Were you here?
Yeah, me and Danny were both there.
You were there on site with him?
On site.
Look at his face.
Gosh, Danny. I mean,
Look at Mikey's face. What you want to say, babe? Do you want to say something?
No, I was just trying to show you some of the comments in
In the
the
chat?
comment section. Yeah, because
Yeah, when I'm in here, I can't see the comments because I'm pausing it. But yeah.
yeah,
no,
you want me to read them out or
I'm just going to continue this video and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
did you worry about security in advance of these events? Because I know Charlie, he said openly he'd been getting death threats.
Yeah, we always would worry, but it wasn't really our job to worry. We were just kind of more so focused on doing what we had to for the team, and whoever's job that was,
Mhm.
we trusted them and everything, and we still do.
Does anybody know whose job it was? Or do you guys not know anything? Because Blake Neff doesn't know anything.
His team did great. So yeah, it was never really. We were more so just focused on doing what we needed to for Charlie.
I have to imagine there was a level of disbelief on your part too, just like there was for those of us who weren't there, who were watching on TV.
Yeah, just kind of state of shock at first. Yeah.
Has it been helpful to come back to the office and like be with each other?
Yeah, absolutely. I think leaning on each other's been the most important thing through all of it. It's sort of an unspeakable feeling that I think we're all experiencing, but to be able to go through it together has been very, very helpful.
Do you like, I personally have been surprised at how many people feel this personally.
Mhm.
I mean, people openly weeping who never met Charlie and actually who weren't even necessarily fans. They're not detractors, but not fans either. And it's, I think, because of the content that's being pushed out, that they're getting to know him. Of course, the violence with which he was taken, but also just the content. Do you have somebody going through hours and hours of Charlie tape and like refreshing it for us? Like, how are we getting all this new content? What feels like new?
Yeah. I mean, Charlie would bank hours of content. He did 4 hours a day, and then on top of that, he was doing 5 speeches a week.
He was?
We were traveling, like we were supposed to be in Colorado
Where is it? Yes, you're supposed to be in Colorado. Yeah. We talked about that yesterday in Louisiana's space. Where's all this footage?
State today.
they got to make it first.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where is all this shit?
We're supposed to be in Nashville tomorrow. He would just bank these speeches and content. We didn't even post all of them. We have so many speeches that haven't even been posted
Who is
yet.
he speaking to?
Groups on Friday. He was supposed to be speaking at a church event. Today he was supposed to be speaking to students at Colorado State. And
Wow.
when we were in Asia, he was speaking to a random group of Japanese people and at the America Fest equivalent in Korea.
Remember, this is September 18th. We got a lot of smiley faces here. A
Yep.
lot of smiley faces.
But to their point, security wise, I don't think it matters what the security was.
Oh.
Nothing was going to stop Charlie from giving his message where it needed to be.
Mm.
And he died too soon, but he was always ready to die.
Pardon me?
Nobody's always ready to die, you know?
He died too soon. He was ready to die. Oh, I didn't know. What do you guys feel about that?
Not even soldiers are ready to die. They're trained to
Yep.
handle and deal with death, but they're never ready to die, I don't think. Maybe willing to sacrifice for the,
Yeah.
belief of, freedom, government, blah, blah, blah. Sure.
Poor choice of words. I don't really like it. I think it's gross. Ready to die. He was always death threats. And he didn't have to worry about security, said. I don't even know what's happening here.
Well-
Every
Well, we know that's not true because you put out a request to a friend for new security. So we know that's not true.
Yep.
All right.
Everything he did, he poured into it 100%.
He's pouring into everybody. We're pouring into.
he was always dedicated to his work, dedicated to his message. He knew that the truth was the truth. He'd always say, North is North no matter what. There's objective truths that need to be shared to the world, and he was ready to share those.
When I saw, found out that he'd been wearing a bulletproof vest,
Oh.
I thought to myself,
Sorry, Megan. You found out he was wearing a bulletproof vest. Watch the reaction. The reaction is not denial of it. He is literally agreeing.
And I just want to point out, everybody has denied that this was even said. Everybody still says, "Oh, he never wore a vest. He never did this or that."
He could-
Well,
He could
like,
be
come on,
possibly
guys.
wearing a white. It could be cropped. I've seen them. They're like They're vests that you can't even see underneath your shirt.
Well, their vest is sort of the wrong term. It's actually like a bulletproof shirt.
Like a bulletproof undershirt.
Yes, they
Or
have bullet.
the stab resistant shirt.
Yeah, so they have that stuff. We're not saying he was wearing one, but the fact that this gets brought up and it's actually been stated that Charlie was wearing vests in the past, and everyone keeps saying that he never wore it, he refused to wear it, he didn't like them. Well, he may have not liked to wear them or wear them. Maybe he wasn't fond of them. But Megan was his friend, and she says that Charlie told her that he'd worn them in the past. So that's just a very weird thing.
And she said that he was wearing it that day. So let's listen. I'll just rewind it just a little bit so you can hear. All right.
found out that he'd been wearing a bulletproof vest, I thought to myself, oh my God, like I didn't even know that it had gotten that bad.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the death threats, because we all sadly do get death threats in
Did
this.
you hear that? He's literally saying it.
There's objective truths that need to be shared to the world, and he was ready to share those.
When I saw, found out that he'd been wearing a bulletproof vest, I thought to myself, oh my God, like I didn't even know that it had gotten that bad.
Yeah.
Like in terms of the death threats, because we all sadly do get death threats in this, in the public eye.
Yeah.
Had it escalated prior to last week?
We've always gotten threats before. Nobody's ever really acted on them like in this way, but we have received stuff in the past.
It's so sick, right? It's like that this should be the cost for saying what you believe.
Truth.
Now everybody wants to know what Charlie would think about everything. I'm talking to a lot of people. They say, well, what would Charlie think about this? What would Charlie think about that? And I try desperately not to answer those questions because it's just not up to me to say that kind of thing. I feel like Erica can say that and nobody else can say that.
Exactly.
But I do wonder, I feel like Charlie might be happy about the Jimmy Kimmel situation.
He put out a tweet. I posted on my story today.
Okay. So it's just so much laughter. So that's my clip. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was the past. Obviously, that was September 18th and a little bit of Frank Turk in the beginning or middle of September as well. And I don't know what you guys think of that, because now we're going to go to the future and watch his video regarding CPR and drones and everything.
Yep, absolutely, honey. There's a lot of comments there. And since we were in the other screen, we couldn't really bring them up for most of the time. Wouldn't mind hearing what Love has to, what her thoughts about that. And then we can get into some comments before moving on.
Sure.
Does that sound okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Well, it's amazing the common theme right there from the beginning. Obviously, somebody mentioned to her that he was wearing a vest. I don't think she just decided that he was wearing one.
Right. And it's just as and he didn't deny it. He's just, agreeing.
You can see his eyes thinking like, what should I reply to this? And she kept talking and he went calm again. Like, okay, moving on.
But we got a 3 or 4 comments, babe, because we got to keep going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it okay if we leave the other screen up so we can bring them up while we're going through a video, and then we don't have to touch as many afterwards? Because there's a bunch of good ones. So I'll just dive into it. If you don't have to find them and bring them up if you don't want, for the sake of time.
Okay.
All right. So YouTube pundits, Turk said he did CPR, then he didn't. Which one is it? And another thing, Frank's brother lives up in the mountains. He causes or calls a mountain man or something, and is the brother of the brother of the, and then the continuation of that. And he was like right in the front row, the pastor's brother, when CK got shot. And so allegedly is Frank Kirk's brother.
No, I think he's talking about Butch. Butch Hibbs is Jack Hibbs' brother, the other pastor. Maybe he's
Oh,
getting
maybe that.
confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just gotta. There's so much, so many good comments here. I'm trying to pick through. Blah, blah, blah. I'll skip all that. Done with Fedslop. I lost all respect for Megyn Kelly when I heard her rant about wanting Tyler Robinson killed, a lawyer ignoring innocent until proven guilty.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. Same here.
Hoaxing the world. What's up? Good to see you, girl. Mikey was covered in blood. Shabbat shalom.
Yeah. And they put blood in him.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's what, and pounding at the hospital, pounding in the vehicle, pounding in the hospital.
Death Queef. I bet Erica told Charlie God doesn't want you to wear your vest today.
Oh, yes, I brought up that comment, babe.
Yeah, get crunk and listen. You can also buy bulletproof shirts. That's what we were talking about. Shirts and undershirts.
Yes, you can. And we're gonna, yeah, so we'll move on. This time I will be looking at the comments because I had to like pause and, well, it'll be still hard, but yeah, I will try to get to some of the comments as we play the future video that he just shared. I don't know if you guys seen it. It's his response to Candace. So I will read the super chat. Babe, did you send that?
What? Yeah, I did.
Thank you, my groom, my bride.
I just realized you started that goal before we actually started the show, so it's actually up in 3 minutes because
Oh.
the timer was running
Oh, I didn't. I don't
on
know
the
how to do this.
on the goal. So we won't reach the goal, but maybe we'll still do a members live anyways because we
Yeah.
love you guys.
Love you guys, go Mac. I mean, I don't know how to do those. That was I think my second time doing it. I don't know if I can edit it, but anyways, let's move on. It's not important. All right.
YouTube pundit said it was Hibbs. Yeah, it was Butch
Hibbs.
Hibbs. Yeah.
Yeah, Butch Hibbs.
Yep.
And his brothers with Jack Hibbs.
Yep,
But
absolutely.
I just want to like, I love this video.
Why'd you go find your own twister, buddy? Loser! You guys have a nice day, too. Move on!
I just had to share that because I love that video. Anyhow, moving on to what, babe? Don't laugh at me. I love that. That's my favorite.
You got to leave a moment for us to comment on that because that's like pretty funny. You just throw a random Twister clip in the middle of the segue there. That's hilarious.
I'm sorry.
I guess you're saying he's referring to Frank, darling?
Yeah. Okay. Here's this one. I gotta like pause it. Pause it. Okay. Bring it up. Okay. Go like that. All right. Yeah, that's my favorite Twister line, anyways. So now we are gonna get into this video. I don't know if you've seen it. It's on Cross Examined. You can go check it out. I'll try to put the link in my description later, or you can just look it up. He did a premiere video not too long ago during like the second day of court. I think it was second or third day of court. So thank you so much, Done with Fedslop, becoming a YouTube member. Thank you. You know we have fun here because Done with Fedslop's here. So thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Okay. Jeannie's in the house. All right, let's go. Are you ready, love?
I am.
Okay, so we're gonna break down this video and watch it and discuss. Let's go. Welcome, everyone. Here we go.
Then Stacy emailed me the other day, quote, "You were involved with the killing of Charlie. I can't trust anything you have to say. You were caught in lies," unquote. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Does every difference or even contradiction between eyewitnesses of a murder automatically mean that, number one, someone is lying, and number two, that someone must be also guilty of murder? Does that follow? Now, I'm going to get to the the so-called CPR contradiction in just a minute. But first, I know that what I'm going to say on this program, on this show, isn't going to convince anyone who is following a personality rather than the evidence. But hopefully a few of you out there who have sort of drunk the Kool-Aid in that direction can hopefully what I say here can help you realize that you're being manipulated. And I'm going to show you how you're being manipulated as this program unfolds.
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. Drinking the Kool-Aid?
Yep.
Like what kind of Kool-Aid? Like Judeo-Christian Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
Because you can't complain that we're not drinking yours when you're trying to make us,
Yeah.
or you can't complain that we're drinking something when you're trying to make us drink your version of the same drink, right? It's just
Yes,
like,
that's a good one.
don't have tea, have sugar-free tea. That's basically all he's saying.
That's what he's saying, babe.
Very
And I don't
weird.
know if I have to fast forward this because he talks about some ads here.
Probably.
That you performed CPR on Charlie Kirk in the car en route to the hospital. But Brian Harpool is one of the security guys in the car, said on Sean Ryan's show that no CPR was performed and you were only praying in the back seat. This is kind of rocking me, as I have followed you for many years for your theology, but recently unfollowed with all of these discrepancies in your story. Hope to hear back. Then Stacy emailed me the other day, quote, "You were involved with the killing of Charlie. I can't trust anything you have to say. You were caught in lies," unquote. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask.
So when he first did this video, his intro, it sounded like he was talking about Stacey Sheridan because he brought it up like, I got an email from Stacey saying you are responsible for the murder of Charlie Kirk. So I'm like, oh, is he referring to that? I'm like, no. As I went further into the video, I think he's reading an email from a person named Stacey. So I wish everybody realizes that as I continue on.
Was it Sheridan or not?
No, it was
All
a
right.
woman named Stacy. He's reading from an email on the screen, which he does look like he is doing a lot of reading and from the monitor.
Oh yeah, he's totally got a teleprompt program that he's
Yeah.
running.
So this is a Candace hate video, kind of not a hate video, but he's just like answering her, which he had tons of time to answer, but he decides to drop this video when court starts.
What did I- Oh yeah. It was actually a funny comment. Hoaxing the World says, look at the fake books behind this fraud. And then I looked at the back and then I said, oh my goodness, she's right, because Charlie's book, Stop in the Name of God, is right beside Frank's head.
Yeah, it is. It's right there. And he has it face forward. He doesn't have it in like a line. He has it facing so you see it.
Yes.
Yep.
I just thought that was funny. I read that comment and then looked and I'm like, oh, well, there's a plug for a fake book right there.
Yes, please like and subscribe. And I have Love and Compassion helping me today. I've been eating a healthy dose of Fed Slop for breakfast every morning. Yeah, Kronk, I really love your freaking profile picture.
It's
No,
awesome.
I can't. I love it. I love it. Where's Scotty? Get Scotty over here. Jeannie, thank you so much. Please like and share for this stream. Flamingo Mafias are in the house. Thank you so much, Jeannie. All right. Ready to continue on? We'll continue
Yes.
on. We'll continue on.
You a question. Does every difference or even contradiction between eyewitnesses of a murder automatically mean that number one, someone is lying, and number two, that someone must be also guilty of murder? Does that follow? Do you really think that every disagreement between eyewitnesses means one of them is lying and must be in on the murder? I mean, that is an absolutely bizarre mind virus logic. It doesn't follow. In fact, as we'll unpack a little bit later, eyewitnesses always disagree on the minor details. They agree on what happened overall, but they disagree on minor details. That is to be expected. And I'll unpack that further as we go. But if you were to say that every difference in testimony implicated an eyewitness in the crime they witnessed, who would ever testify? It's ridiculous. This kind of thinking, actually, it's not really thinking, it's feeling, is an attack on our blind justice system that is designed to protect innocent people from being wrongly convicted. When you assume someone is guilty.
He's reading from a monitor. You can see it in his glasses here, and his eyes are just, he's reading. He's not saying
Yep.
this from the heart. He's not, you know what I mean? Did you want to say something, babe?
I forgot what I was going to say. It was something about what he was saying.
Yeah. Did you
I
want to say
forgot.
something, love?
Yeah, he's attacking the people that wrote that to him by saying completely false statement. Witnesses, eyewitnesses.
Yeah.
When you testify, when you're saying I did this, that's not being an eyewitness. That's being a participant. Okay. He can say that Brian wasn't paying attention to him, but he cannot say that he doesn't remember what he stated as a fact, and then he's been changing his story
Yeah.
so it adapts to the new storyline. That is very
And
different.
that's a very good point because he has been on multiple podcasts. These are just the clips that I'm showing you from the past, but there was multiple. He said the exact same thing 10 times on these podcasts. It's not just Megyn Kelly. He was on another show. He was on a pastor show. He's done so many events. He was at UVU. He has said the same statements over and over again. Not just once. You got to remember. Go watch his cross-examine when he's touring. He says the exact same occurrence of September 10th, and he just did one with Jack Hibbs saying the exact same thing. So it's just, for me, I feel like he said it so many times. Now what is this video? Now he's just changed everything. He's saying, you'll see, you'll hear it. You'll hear him talk about CPR. You'll hear him talk about the drones. You'll be mind blown what he says. Okay.
Okay, hold on. I need to jump in here now. Just waiting for you to finish that thought.
Sure.
I just wanted to say, everybody, that the goal that we had going ended, so you don't feel like you have to keep trying to participate.
I did it wrong.
It's okay. I need to say that though,
Yeah.
because I notice people still trying to send that same light blue. So I just so let me just get this out, baby. So we did have a goal that we were going to try to do, but we started it way too soon before our live, so it actually ended after we just got into our live. So I just want to let people know that don't feel like you have to keep sending a light blue super chat to reach a goal. It's already over.
It's over. Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
it's
let me
already
see.
over. And I just want to say that because I don't want people to send it and see it not going up and think we're trying to hustle them or whatever.
Yeah, the goal ended. I mean, I could start another one. It's
But-
up to you guys in the chat if you want me to start another one.
I would say no.
Yeah,
because
it's ended.
Because it'll start from scratch, and then
Okay.
the 4 that were sent won't.
Okay, let's move on.
No, hold on. Now I want to comment on what we were just talking about. So he was talking about witnesses disagreeing on minor details, and the comment I had that I forgot was, I don't think getting shot or blown up or electrocuted is a minor detail. I think that's kind of a major fucking detail, Frank.
Yeah.
So pardon my language, but that's not a minor detail. So yes, there is some minor details, but there's some very major details that haven't been ironed out yet. And I think
Yeah.
until that happens, everybody has a right to ask those questions.
Thank you so much, Keats, for the super chat. Flamingo Mafia. Yes, we are here. I appreciate that so much. And Tornado Alley became a member for 4 months. Thank you so much. CPR is not a minor freaking detail, Frank. Yeah, it's just what Chris said. It is
See,
not.
That's another amazing detail that is not a minor one.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
Huge.
What, do you not know what you were doing in that ride to the hospital? Like what were you doing? Like praying to Allah? Like what was going on, Frank? You know what I mean? Like what were you doing? You should know. There's-
CPR or no CPR is a major detail. So is pounding on the chest. Yes.
Like wouldn't this been one of the most traumatic things he'd ever experienced in his life if Charlie was really his best friend? How is not every moment of that situation ingrained into your head for life?
CPR is life or death. So it is major.
If that was,
Major.
I watched my best friend pass away in front of me, and I was in a similar situation very long time ago. I still remember details of that day like it was freaking yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, heck, when
Yep.
was that? Heck, I was in like around 20 years old. So like that's almost 30 years ago, and I still remember certain moments of that crisp as if they were yesterday. So I don't buy any of this.
Yeah,
from
I don't
Frank.
either. Okay, moving on. Let's hear some more.
Without evidence or without a trial, there is no presumption of innocence. You know that our system is built on innocent until proven guilty. There's no burden of proof. There's no need to collect evidence and to build a case that shows that the person is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You just short circuit all that stuff when you start claiming that people who witnessed a murder are somehow implicated in the murder just because they disagree with another witness of the murder. I mean, if you think that's how to treat people involved in this case or any case, let me just be direct. You're extremely naive. You're easily manipulated. You're an irrational person who needs more thinking and less feeling. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but that's just the case. You certainly shouldn't be trusted on a jury. Your hunches, your vibes, your dreams, this is stuff Candace Owens brings out. I had a dream. I just have a vibe. I have a feeling. Your hunches, vibes, dreams, and feelings are not evidence that someone has committed murder. In fact, I got an email this week from someone claiming that some man of God who had some sort of dream or vision told her that, quote, Candace Owens is involved in the murder. And that is why she's made up conspiracies and false accusations to deflect people away from Tyler Robinson. She has and still is instigating people against Erica and TPUSA, unquote. Now, much of what was said in that quote is true, but there was no evidence provided that Candace Owens was involved in the murder. Is it possible? Of course it's possible. Anything's possible. But without evidence, it's just possible. I would never take somebody who just emailed me something and said, this person's involved, has given no evidence and say, okay, must be true. That person's involved.
You guys tampered with all the evidence, every little last bit of it. You collaborated your stories. You're in group chats, martyr group chats to get together. You're in pastor group chats together. I mean, you all have your stories straight. Even, Mr. Benny and Jack Pasabek come out of court, all with their same bullshit stories. Thoughts, love? I mean, he's talking about evidence, talking about stories, and somebody emailed him saying, Candace could have done it. So I think he's like reading emails of what people are saying to him. But interesting.
Yep.
Moving on.
Anything's possible, but possibilities are not evidence. Now, I'm going to get to the so-called CPR contradiction in just a minute. But first, I know that what I'm going to say on this program, on this show, isn't going to convince anyone who is following a personality rather than the evidence. You ought to be following the evidence, not a personality. Not Candace, not me, not anyone else. You ought to be following the evidence.
We
For
don't
people
have
who have
any.
their minds made up, because everything they see is interpreted to confirm what they want to be.
We don't have it. It's gone. Road mic's gone. SUV's gone. The gear, all the audio gear, gone. The microphone he was holding, Mar-a-Lago, it's gone. The necklace is gone. You guys stepped all over the crime scene. You tampered with everything. Your blood on your clothes is gone. You threw it in the garbage. Why are you saying that we have to go to the evidence when you know very well, dum-dum, that there is none left, that you guys took it all? Even the note is burnt from Lance Twiggs.
For all we know, even the body is not available anymore.
Yeah. So I like how he's talking about all this, like, oh, this mountain of evidence. All right, keep going.
True. There's nothing that I'm going to say that's going to change your mind, because no matter what I say, it's going to be confirmation of what you already believe. It's called confirmation bias. And we see this in Candace Owens. For example, no matter what she thinks she sees, Candace always or can always interpret the evidence in such a way that it advances whatever conspiracy theory she's advocating that particular day. You know, and by the way, I'm going to put videos of Candace saying most of what I'm about to tell you in the show notes. We don't have time to play all the clips. We're going to play enough clips today, but I can't play every one of these clips. But you've seen that Candace, on one hand, has said Erica is too emotional. On the other hand, she's not emotional enough. For example, Candace says that Erica can't be CEO because she's too emotional. But then Candace insinuates and actually puts in a tweet that everyone has betrayed Charlie. Anyway, Candace insinuates that Erica is in on the murder because she was too calm talking to her team about their goals about 10 days after the murder. Well, look, is Erica too emotional or is she too calm? Which is it? Well, it depends on what conspiracy theory or claim Candace is peddling that day. If it's Erica ought not be CEO, if that's the claim Candace is making, well, then obviously Erica's too emotional. If it's Erica is complicit in the murder, if that's her theory, then Erica is too calm, see? Because she should have been more emotional if the murder occurred and she had nothing to do with it. So no matter what Erica does, Candace can interpret it to confirm whatever she wants to confirm. You know, Candace has spent multiple weeks focused in on the allegation that no donors heard Charlie appoint Erica as his successor. But not only has TPUSA now released the video clip of him saying that very thing at an event, but Candace admitted earlier that 2 donors, and they happen to be a couple, do remember him saying that Erica would take over for him and if he were to pass on. But now Candace considers the couple conflicting witnesses because of their various ties to Turning Point. And she thinks the video of Charlie actually saying that must be AI generated. Now, it just goes to show you, she can interpret and reinterpret no matter what evidence you provide in whatever direction she wants to fit whatever claim she wants to make. She can keep moving the goal.
I never heard Charlie talk like that. I've never, ever, ever heard Charlie say something like that at an event. And also, it was clipped in a certain way. And we're talking about the clip where he says, "I appoint my wife to take over Turning Point USA if ever something ever happens to me." I have you guys ever heard of him saying that a month before he passes at an event? I think this is bizarre. Give us the original video so we can look at it.
That's the other tactic that they have been using. Charlie would have said, or Charlie thought, because he's not here anymore to disprove anybody.
Yeah, so they can say anything they want.
And they shield behind we are his friends. We know his mind. We were with him 24/7. Apparently, everybody was with him 24/7.
They just met, to be fair, they just met him in 2020, 2021. They weren't like, oh my God, I've known you for years and years, Frank. No, you guys didn't. It's all these people came into key when he met Erica. Let's just be serious with this, because Rob McCoy met him at an event in 2020, and he kind of met him via the COVID thing when he went against it. When Rob McCoy went against it, that's when they met. So I'm just saying everything starts to align. Tyler Boyer and Erica and all these pastors.
We're just doing what Frank is asking us to do. Follow the evidence.
Yeah.
We might not have the physical evidence, very specific evidence, but we've been following everything else.
Yeah.
And it leads to this.
Yeah.
Now explain that.
Yeah. This is what we're doing today, because I just don't understand anything he's saying. He's been on so many podcasts saying the same thing, but now he's saying different. He's going to correct himself. You watch this, guys. It's bizarre.
Posts. She can reinterpret evidence to fit whatever conspiracy theory that she's peddling that day. Also, Candace has said that Charlie was shot from the front, and then she said, no, he was shot from behind. Then she said he was shot from below. And now currently, apparently she was, or Charlie was somehow killed by a proximity bomb that killed him. And another problem with that, of course, or another accusation associated with that is that those of us that actually had tried to help Charlie afterwards and brought him to the hospital, we had to take off our clothes to get all that evidence of the residue from the bomb off, and we had to destroy all that so nobody would discover it. That's her claim, apparently. But look, which is it? Was Charlie shot from the front, from behind, from below, or was it
Well, we don't know because the video footage keeps getting effed up. How about that?
Yep.
How about that? I have found so many inconsistencies in the video footage that was let out. That was, who put it out. The neck has a line on it. We're seeing like stuff like his shirt doesn't look real. Oh, right when how convenient. Right when the thing goes to his neck, we have the shirt fly up. We can't see the neck now. Okay, there's that. There's so many looks like there's missing frames in the video footage. I mean, it's one time it said September 9th. Like, come on. We're supposed to believe this, Frank? No, I can't even trust footage now. This is where we're at. I can't even trust the footage from September 10th.
And hold on, I'd just like to point out that we actually haven't been able to trust it for months and months and months. And almost every single video out there has a high level of video compression. And one thing that causes a high level of video compression is altering, editing, or doctoring. Nobody wants to talk about that part of why the videos have compression. They just go, oh, well, it's blurry and stuff because it's got compression. Well, what causes it, guys?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And I found many inconsistencies in the freaking footage. So I like to look at, the footage from kids that were there and filming like those 15-second, 20-second clips. I look at those. Those are the ones I look at.
And also, absolutely, people are mentioning a couple more people who are just joining in saying that look at his eyes. He's reading from a prompter. Heck yeah, he is. We've mentioned that a couple times.
Yes.
He's definitely reading a script. It's really sort of easy to see to watch his eyes go from right to left.
Yes. Just got a super chat here. Ali, also Ramona. Ali, did you know Dan Flood is trained USMC corpsman? He is military trained battlefield. Oh, and Doc. So that part I didn't know. I know he was military trained. Not a lot of stuff you can find on Mr. Dan Flood. He also was a model. We shared that last night too. Yeah. What else can we find on him though? It's almost like Rick Cutler. He swiped from the internet, right? I think sorry, his father worked sorry, his father was also military. I know Candace did an episode on Dan Flood. I know she did. Oh, something about the I don't know. I have to go back. But thank you so much, Ramona, for that super chat. Okay, moving on.
Holy smokes.
What? What's wrong?
Holy smokes.
What's wrong?
You need to look at the chat. Is that actually true? Speed, clutch, go. Is that actually true?
Hold on.
Is that actually true?
What?
I just noticed because Debbie had hid the message, but then he said it again, and I just noticed that interaction. Hold on.
I don't know. Like you, I don't know who you are. Did you just come into the chat?
Oh, it doesn't matter who he is. Look what he's saying, babe.
Yeah, please don't say anything about
Yeah,
little.
yeah. Debbie's trying to
Just
help out with the difficult phrasing. She was trying to help him there in the
yeah,
chat, but like how do you say that?
yeah.
You, you
You can email me. You can email me, and we could talk there. I'm so sorry if um I don't see the other comment. Did this happen to you? I'm very sorry.
well, he had mentioned it, and then Debbie said hi and hit it, and then was trying to talk to talk to him about how to say it. Speed saying that he's recovering victim. My goodness. Speed, I am so sorry. Please, if you wanna reach out, we'll definitely talk to you. We can do it in a little bit more private setting if you like, but we definitely would like to hear what you have to say.
Yeah. But we're gonna try to keep this chat clean and no talk
Oh
of
man.
that kind of stuff. And I'm so sorry if this happened to you. Please like email me. We can talk about it.
And I'm sorry
We
if
can
this
go
is
on a show about it.
well, I don't think I don't know if they may want to do that. I'm sorry if this is triggering you or bringing you any flashbacks. I apologize for that. We had no idea. I'm very sorry.
Okay. I can't believe that. Like I can't believe this is happening. I'm so sorry. You're talking about Frank, right? Okay.
Yeah, you said the purple shirted monster. I'm not wearing purple.
Jeez.
Neither are you.
This is crazy.
Wow. I'm really sorry
I'm just
about that.
reading. I'm just reading.
You're reading back
Yeah.
like just a little bit of back and
Who's
forth.
gaslighting? I'm not gaslighting. Who's
No, he's talking to somebody else.
Oh, okay.
He's talking to somebody else, sweetie. I'm
Sorry.
ju-
I
I'm-
don't know who's talking about who here now.
It's okay. Forget everything. The conversation was just back and forth between Debbie and him. That's it.
Oh,
Everybody
okay.
else is rambling on with separate conversations and what we're talking about. It's just those two people that are having that one conversation about it.
Okay. I'm praying for you. Like that is absolutely awful. I'm so sorry. And did you speak out about it?
If you want to speak out about it, we'll help you do that the best we can.
Yeah.
Um,
But I can't. I'm not like right now. I can't get a hold of you because it's like we're in a chat right now. But that was very brave of you
to say that.
to even say it. So you know what? Somebody else reached out to me. This is so weird. Somebody else reached out to me on Reddit regarding Jack Hibbs, but
About something else
yeah, and the person deleted everything. This was before Charlie passed. I tried to get that person to talk to me. They did an open letter, and then I didn't get a chance to see it's all gone. And yeah, so some people reach out to me, and they know I do like I talk about missing people. I talk about I can't say the word on here, but stuff that happened to you when you're young, those kind of things. I do um, help people outside of this. So
Hi there, Beach Mom. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Somebody was talking about literally getting essayed by the person that's actually on our monitor right now. So we're trying not to actually
yeah,
be very upfront and actually
yeah,
say that because our channel will get
yeah.
taken
I'm
down. We'll
not.
get
Yeah,
strike. We're not doing that.
we can't talk about that kind of stuff on here.
Apologies that we're speaking a little cryptic. We have to. This literally just came out right now in the
Yeah,
middle of our show.
yeah. And
We
it's happened to me.
apologize for
This is
that.
the second time it's happened to me, and this even before Charlie passed, somebody reached out regarding a pastor because I do talk about like I never had social media guys, right?
Sorry,
So
didn't mean to come off a little stern there if I did, but sorry. It just came up in the middle of the stream here. We're just trying to see if we can help
yeah,
this
so
person.
my email's there. We're just gonna we have to continue on. I'm sorry if you don't you can log off if you don't
If
want to
this is
watch.
too
Yeah,
much,
if it's
yeah,
too much for you,
absolutely.
I apologize. You don't have to look at his face anymore. Just log off. And if you want to contact me, you can contact me. Again, pray for. I think his name was it Scott? What was his name? Speedy. Yeah. Can you guys put prayer emojis in there for him, please?
Speed clutch go.
Speed clutch go. If you could put some prayer emojis in the chat.
And I also want to say one other thing here. Airbender, please be polite or the mods are going to fucking bounce your ass. Or I will.
Yes, please put some prayer emojis in the in the chat for him, please. This is crazy.
Yeah, if you have something to say, you want your story out, you want somebody to talk to, send Ali an email. Let's try keeping the chat safe for everybody. This is one of the very few safe spaces that we have for being able to chat, to laugh at life, at least for a little bit, get serious sometimes, and discuss really important things. So let's try protecting the chat as much as we can.
Yeah. And there are so many people putting prayer emojis up here.
Yep.
That is not something that's easy to just say, let alone
Yes.
write out, you know? I know I've talked to many people gone through.
Well, that's why I jumped in
Stuff
and
like
stopped everything immediately as soon as I seen what was sort of happening. I didn't mean to like barge in and stop the show, but like that's
Yeah.
fucking serious,
And
man.
you know, stuff has happened to me in my life. Maybe one day I'll talk about it. But I can feel where you're coming from. So
Mhm.
that takes a lot to even write down because I know.
Yes. Thank you, Chris.
That's why my face is in the chat all the time.
Yeah, I didn't even see that. I didn't know what was going on. I had to like read it over and over again. So I apologize, everybody in the chat, because you guys saw it before I did. Like I am not looking at the
Well,
chat.
yeah,
I'm
well,
looking.
when you have
Yeah.
the main screen up to stop and pause, can't see anything. So that's why my face is in the.
Yeah, that's why Chris is here
That's
helping
why
me.
I'm in the chat. That's the only reason why I caught it.
Yeah.
Oh, and when you have that big screen up, I realized I don't see X comments here
Okay.
on mine. So all the X comments are just flying by and we won't see them. So just if you can, sweetheart, swap back and forth just to double check that we're not missing anything good from our
Yeah,
friends
I
on
try.
X.
Yeah, I try. I try. I don't know if he's here. I think he's gone. I don't see him.
And yeah, sorry guys, like we are massive on freedom of speech here. We pretty much let every single thing go unless it's being really rude or derogatory or something that'll nuke our channel. Other than that, we let like everything go. We'll even let like minor disagreements go if it can be done in a decent way. We'll let
Yeah.
it all go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We don't
Just can't.
censor
We
really
can't put
anything.
tadpoles in the chat. We can't. So
All right. Anyways,
yeah.
sorry about that. We can dive back in if you want to give maybe a little bit of a recap, honey, and then if you want, I don't know how far along we were in this clip before we stopped, but we may want to rewind a little bit and
He's just talking about Candace. Okay, I remember. He's talking about Candace Owens and the inconsistencies of what she's saying. Like first he was shot in the front, and then he was shot in the back, and then all that stuff. Well, I was saying the footage is not real. The footage is like doctored allegedly. I have a disclaimer like this. We're just our opinions today, okay?
Yep.
So if we have footage that has editing into it, how am I supposed to trust it? So
yeah.
Frank, she is reviewing things and things change. You know, the SUV pictures changes stuff. So yeah. She's not really changing, you know, she wasn't there. She's not changing her statement of what she saw or what she did like you're doing. She's looking at footage and changing her direction because new things have come into the case. So it's a little bit different. You can't compare, you know, a banana to a fence. You can't do that, Frank. You were there. You're talking about what happened, what you saw, what you did, pounding on the chest. CPR was done. She wasn't there, and I'm pretty sure if she was there, she would remember everything. So don't compare that to screwed up fucking footage that was dated the 9th that was given to her, and then now we're supposed to believe it. Trust me, bro. We're supposed to be all this footage. Trust me, bro. No, I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. I have to go by other clips that other kids have posted that hopefully nobody got a hold of it because that's all I can trust right now. I can't trust other footage that I've found. Frames missing, arms and limbs missing.
Heads missing.
You know, I can't do it.
Don't worry, it's just compression. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's just compression. Don't worry about it. It's just compression. Yeah.
It's not like that's caused by editing or altering video or anything. Don't worry about it, guys.
So
Fine.
let's
Here's a
move
bowl,
on.
Here's
Yeah.
a bowl of slop. Enjoy.
Yeah. So let's move on. That's where we are here now.
Some proximity bomb. Well, it depends on what conspiracy theory she's peddling that day. Again, we're going to put the videos for all this in the show notes. Candace also said that Charlie was a boy genius. But apparently Charlie wasn't really a genius because according to Candace, all the people that Charlie handpicked to be in his family and on his team betrayed him. So was Charlie a genius or was he a dummy? Which is it? I think it really depends on what conspiracy theory she's peddling that day. She also said that either Brian Harpool is lying about the drone over the event or Frank Turek is lying about the drone over the event. So she at one point said, well, you know, Frank's a military man and military men don't really lie about these things. So Frank's not lying about it. But now when we have this so-called CPR difference, Candace says that I'm the one, Frank is the one telling lies. Look, is Frank honest or is Frank a liar? Which is it? It depends on what conspiracy theory that Candace is peddling that day. Now, I realize that some people can sometimes tell the truth and sometimes people can tell the lie, but it isn't inconvenient that she thought I was trustworthy about the drone, but I'm not trustworthy about CPR. So it really just depends on what conspiracy theory she's peddling. It doesn't matter what the evidence is. It's always interpreted in such a way as to confirm whatever she wants to confirm that day. This kind of reminds me, for those of you who are older like I am, years ago, Monty Python put a movie out, the group of comedians known as Monty Python, called The Life of Brian. And it was kind of a spoof on the story of Jesus, where people mistake Brian for the Messiah rather than Jesus. And at one point during the movie, all these people who are following Brian say to Brian, Brian, are you the Messiah? Are you the Messiah? He says, I'm not the Messiah. He keeps denying he's the Messiah. And then one of them says, it's just like the Messiah to deny that he's the Messiah. And then Brian says, okay, I am the Messiah. And they all go, he is the Messiah. It doesn't matter what evidence is given. The people are always going to conclude that Brian is the Messiah. It doesn't matter what evidence is given. Some people who are following Candace right now are just going to conclude that whatever she says is true, regardless of the fact that there's no evidence. So I know I'm not going to convince people who think everything is evidence of a conspiracy, but hopefully a few of you out there who have sort of...
No, like your recounts of the day, you've said so many times on different podcasts. So don't flip it to Candace and yourself. That's nothing to do with that. You were there. You were saying on many different podcasts what happened. And now you're going to see him change his story about the drones. Watch in real time.
Drunk the Kool-Aid in that direction can, hopefully what I say here can help you realize that you're being manipulated. And I'm going to show you how you're being manipulated as this program unfolds. All right, now let's talk about the drones for a minute. I already mentioned this previously on a show several months ago, but the so-called drone contradiction is the fact that when we were driving into Utah Valley University that fateful day, September 10th, Charlie got video on his phone that looked like it was from a drone, looked like it was from above of the crowd that was waiting. We were like an hour out and, you know, wow, look at all these people there. That's when I said to him, Charlie, I don't like this place. There are too many buildings. But Charlie just shrugged that off because he was brave and he knew he had to put himself at least in some harm's way. If he was going to love people, he can't completely wall himself off. In any event, it really looked like drone footage. And I said it like 5 days after the murder on the podcast about Charlie Kirk. I said, we got drone footage. I just assumed it was drone footage. You see something from above you, oh, it's got to be a drone. That's what you think in today's society, because drones are everywhere. But then it turned out Brian Harpole at some point later, may have been the Sean Ryan podcast, I don't know when he said this, but he said there were no drones up. We couldn't have drones up. And
But wait, Frank, you said that you saw it on Charlie's phone. You said there was drone footage and you were looking at it on Charlie's phone. Right, love? Am I
Yep.
So why are we changing? I think he would know. I think Frank would know after the event if there was drones or not, because if he's speaking like 3 or 4 weeks after the fact, I think somebody would already said that. I think that was a slip up. He just said it. There was so there was drones there when we came in. I saw it on Charlie's phone. Okay. So now there's no drones, is what he's saying.
in retrospect, especially when I went back to UVU in March, and I think I realized this even prior to that, there was a walkway above us, that there was a breezeway that went out into this amphitheater-like area, and there was a building above us, so you could kind of walk under the building, look like it was like a hallway, and then on top of it, you could stand up there.
Really?
And there were people standing up there. And so what probably it was someone with an iPhone from his team just taking an aerial shot from that top of the building there to show us how big.
Who told you to say that? Who told you to say that? Oh, yeah, like, I'm so sure. I'll ask Chris, because Chris knows everything about drones, footage, and camera angles. And, it's just somebody, with a selfie stick, right? Is that what he's saying? That's what he's saying.
Yeah, so what's he saying? Somebody was on the
Yeah,
Hall of Flags
yes.
and took a shot from
Yes,
up there?
yes.
That's crazy. How long were his arms? 300 feet?
Yeah.
Because the footage that we've seen was a lot higher than that, even if they happen to have a selfie stick.
Right.
But nice attempt, Frank. Nice attempt, buddy.
Oh my God. I just wanna,
Horrible liar, yes.
Yeah. Sadly, I had an excellent breakfast this morning, and I am not hungry for slop. I'm all full. I'm so sorry, Frank. You might have to try to serve that bowl to somebody else.
No, I
Yep.
can't with him. Guys, I can't. Hoaxing. Make a difference in the slop. Here versus via reality. We thank you. Yes.
We try our best anyways,
Oh,
or at least make you think about it. Like, even if we don't have the answer, we'll say, hey, this is what this person said. This is what this person said. What the heck do you guys think about it?
I
Right?
mean, babe, he said there's drone footage on Charlie's phone. That's what he said. Now someone's telling him to say something different. And I've heard this quote before. Like, I posted something about the drones and someone said, oh, that's just somebody taking a selfie. Someone said it to me a long time ago. I'm like, oh, where'd you get that from? Like, who are you? And why are you saying this? Okay.
What a plan.
I don't remember. I really don't remember who said it, but yeah. All right. Keeping going. He's reading from his monitor.
The crowd was. I just assumed it was a drone, but Brian was probably right. It wasn't a drone. It was a iPhone just up on that building. Now, that contradiction, nobody was lying. I was just misinformed. I thought it was a drone, but apparently it wasn't. Either that or it was a drone early on that maybe someone from the team had there, not the security team, but the marketing team, and then they brought it down before the event occurred. That's possible too. But every difference in a case between eyewitnesses doesn't mean it's a contradiction, doesn't mean it's a lie. Sometimes it's just one person was misinformed or one person noticed something another person didn't. Now, what about the CPR difference? Well, I'm going to let Candace explain that. Here she is.
If we continue to look at the actual evidence of the car, we then have to ask ourselves, what could account for Frank Turek's, and it has to be a lie, according to Brian Harpole, it's a lie, Frank Turek says that he himself, Frank, tried to start CPR. And to be clear, we can immediately determine that Frank Turek is likely the one lying in that scenario and not Brian Harpole, because Charlie was lying across the seats. Okay. His middle section was therefore not flat. You cannot conduct emergency CPR on a person that is laying across two captain chairs with their midsection in the air. Brian, both of his hands are occupied. He would be, it's not an ideal position at all, but like he's the person that would be in the position to address Charlie's chest area. It's not possible. Okay. You need a flat surface to do CPR. Everybody knows this. And Brian has already admitted that it was him that was on the floor, down on one knee beside the chair because Charlie's legs were dangling off. Okay.
Candace doesn't know what she's talking about. Candace wasn't there. It wasn't just Brian in the back seat. It was also Rick. In fact, Rick was sort of holding Charlie's head. All right. I was over the top. So I was from the third row, if you will. And Charlie was laid out from my left to my right, where his legs were out the door, as Candace just said, because he was too tall. And to my right was Brian. To my left, where Charlie's head was Rick. Okay. Most of his back was on the left seat. Okay. And Brian is correct that most of the ride, we weren't doing any CPR. We couldn't do CPR. We're trying to stop the bleeding. So no CPR was done. It wasn't until the last, say, 30 seconds of the ride that I thought to myself,
he's reading from the monitor. So no CPR was done.
Except for the last 30 seconds, I believe is what he was just going to say. I like how they sit there, come out with their lies, and then take 10 months to stitch together the actual story. It literally reminds me of what, and I hate to bring his name up, but this is literally what Blake Bednarz has done with his story and his theories throughout the entire thing. He's told so many lies that at this point, with all the lies and all the questions, you can literally form a pretty decent story. But I cannot ever excuse the amount of lies that it takes to get to a story that actually makes sense.
Yeah, so much detail when you have these lies, so many details. But yeah, so he's doing this video to correct himself. Someone probably told him, "You better go say you didn't do CPR, you dumb." So that's what he's doing.
Well, it's everything too.
Yeah.
Like it's not just this, it's everything, every main point
Yeah.
that's happened. He said the complete opposite of what other people have said.
Look at his eyes. What do you
That
think,
is
love?
the only way that he can explain being covered in blood, to the point where he had to wear scrubs because there was so much blood on him, is if he was involved, like physically, with his hands in there. So that is the only way of explaining it. It would have been very normal to say, I was in the back, I was checking, I was, like praying, I was making phone calls. There's people with hands on Charlie. That's fine. Not everybody has to put their hands trying to save him. You let the people that apparently or supposedly, allegedly, know how to deal with the situation. That wouldn't get you covered in blood.
Do you think he said that to look like a better person, that he was trying to help?
I
Like
think
to save face?
Yeah, to save face, like to say he did CPR.
I think that when you make a story, when you make up a story, so you sit down with your group and you say, this is what happened. We have 5 minutes to get it together. Okay, let's go outside, and you relay the same story. You need to fill in the blanks.
Yes.
And you need to fill in the blanks, putting yourself there, saying things like this. Well, what should I should have been doing CPR, because that's what we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So obviously that leads to all the contradictions between all of their stories.
True.
Yes, absolutely. It's like they didn't do a whole bunch of things, but knew what people would expect them to have done or said. So that's what they came out with right away. And then realized they all did that and nothing matched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
CPR, yeah. CPR one-handed while calling Ben with the other. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no kidding.
Totally.
No
And
Totally.
kidding.
he mentioned something really important. I think what is really key in this investigation is what each individual says and what they don't say. He's saying talking a lot about like following a celebrity and everything. He thinks he's a celebrity. That's why he went immediately and started, like on camera and started talking. That's why each and all of them have been doing that. The professionals have kept their mouth shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true. He's always talking about Charlie. He's going to the university. Which I think he shouldn't have gone to the UVU one in March. I thought that was bizarre.
Yeah. And
But
then you can take a look at, say, Frank Turk is apparently his friend, and look at the way he's been acting since Charlie passed.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to throw a flip side of that coin in there. Now we're going to look at I'm going to mention another one of Charlie's friends, Tucker Carlson. Now, what's he been doing and how's he been acting during
Yeah.
the past 9 months? I think we see a drastic difference in
Yeah.
behavior, comments, conversations.
Same thing with the
Right.
Erica Kirk and Tucker Carlson dinner that they were at with Charlie, and he was saying that she was so against the friends overseas that she was pushing Charlie to do the same. So it's so bizarre. It makes me even more I'm already like, sorry, Erica, we're not going there. You're allegedly something to do with this allegedly, but also after it happened, she's just like Ben Shapiro's on stage. She's like, Hanene, here I am. Send me has all these people at the events. The donors are coming back. Like, come on. This is so freaking how do you say it? Scripted.
Yeah.
Even their marriage was scripted before. So let's
Yeah.
keep going.
Hold on. You want to
Yep.
just touch on that one thing?
Sure. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah, you have it up there.
Thank you so much. Susanna Rorandana? I don't know how to say it.
Susanna Rosandana.
Rosandana. Was Charlie ready to die so that Candace did not have to?
See, that's actually interesting because, like Frank said, oh, he was just ready to, or no, it wasn't Frank, it was Mikey McCoy. Yeah, he was just ready to die, and that's what he was doing. He was just cool with it, just blow me away whenever because I'm good with it. Well, that's BS. However, the only way I could see him being actually ready to die was if he knew that had to happen in order to save, like, his mother, his father, his best friend, his wife. That I could see being a completely different set of circumstances where somebody may be
Yeah.
ready, like,
Yeah.
maybe not necessarily ready, but willing to do it in a heartbeat. So I don't know
Yeah.
if that makes you ready.
Well,
Um,
the wording was really
Or
weird.
willing
yeah,
or
that's where this,
accepting.
Like, if they're gonna get me, they're gonna get me. That's what Erica Kirk said.
Yeah.
yeah, but she said that after the fact. So
Yeah.
like, how legit is it? But like, I just thought that super chat was very interesting because, that might be,
Yeah.
sorry, I'll stop talking.
No, you don't have to stop talking. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, I just thought like if there is going to be any kind of remote similarity that, would have to be through caring for somebody else. 'Cause otherwise, a lot of people generally won't do a lot for themselves. But if it's like their mother, their father, their daughter, their dog, or
Yeah.
whatever, they'll do something absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and thank you so much for that comment. That's bizarre because also Colvette did say it was supposed to be you, Candace. Remember that as well.
And a lot of people are talking about the alleged Dan Flood showing up on Mitch Snow's porch in the chat. There's a lot of chat going on about
Yeah.
that. And yeah, we're going to be following that. Ali had sent some side-by-side pictures to Stu after Stu posted his video. And then Stu reposted Ali. Ali reposted Stu. And then Stu did put out another video after breaking that down even further.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's one where he's driving down the road in his car.
Yeah.
Um,
Go
w-
watch our other live stream. It's on
yeah.
there.
So go watch the live we just did, or go try to track that down on Stu's page. But that's a great video.
Yeah, really great. It was our live stream last night, the Trump one. Okay.
Yes.
So moving on.
We got to be nearing like 8 or 9 minutes and he's not breathing and there's no heartbeat. I've got to at least try. It's probably going to be futile, but I got to at least try to start his heart and get some air in him. So I tried that for like 20.
Sorry. I thought he just said there's no heartbeat. So didn't they say that when they got to the hospital there was a heartbeat? So there was no heartbeat in the car.
Well, they wouldn't know. Well, I got to change that. I won't say they wouldn't know, but I don't know. I need to hear that again. I don't exactly remember when that was said by who.
All right, here we go.
And there's no heartbeat. I've got to at least try. It's probably going to be futile, but I got to at least try to start his heart and get some air in him. So I tried that for like 20 or 30 seconds at the very end of the ride when we're pulling into the hospital parking lot and we're yanking and banking our way there. Now, it turned out it was futile because he was still bleeding. You can't really do CPR when somebody's still bleeding. Of course, I didn't know any of this at the time. The only thing I'm thinking about is if there's any way he's going to make it, we've got to do something to get air in him. So I tried it for like 20 or 30 seconds, but his eyes were fixed. He wasn't looking at me. He was looking right past me into eternity. Now, if you saw Brian on Sean Ryan's show, he had doll eyes. Yeah, he had to have doll eyes. Now, I don't know Brian's history. I don't know if he was in the military or he had combat experience. He probably has. I don't know Brian very well. I was in the military, but I never saw anybody shot.
That's new information. You don't know Brian very well.
Over 9 months later?
You don't know Brian?
Yeah, and I also think it's interesting he was in the military, but never. I know, a lot of people can do service and never see combat, but I find it weird that, he didn't see anyone shot. Now he sees somebody shot, and he's the guy who was going to give CPR.
Yeah.
I would want his shaky, jittery self away from the body. If you've never been through something like that before, you're not going to have those calm and collected hands and reactions. You can just stay screaming in the back, bro, in the back of the SUV, and stay away from Charlie.
Yep. Call 911.
Yeah.
Yeah, or call Ben Shapiro's security team. Do whatever.
I like it. Yeah.
Do whatever you're gonna do, Frank.
This is new information. You don't know Brian. Okay, you don't know Brian now. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna log that.
And bleed out. I never saw. Well, Charlie, he didn't just bleed out. He was, according to the surgeon, he was killed instantly. And in the back of my mind, I thought that was true. But am I going to try? Of course, I'm going to try. And we were all trying. We were trying to stop the bleeding the whole way. So it's not a contradiction. Brian is generally right. Yeah, we weren't spending time on CPR because we were just trying to stop the bleeding. But at the very end, I said, I got to try it. I couldn't live with myself if, say, they did revive him and he had, say, brain damage. Got to try and get air in him. So we tried. And as you know, when we did get to the hospital, they did get his heart started. And the surgeon later said, you can do that in a healthy person. They could already be dead, but if he's a healthy person, young person, strong heart, you can restart the heart. When they restarted the heart, we thought, hey, maybe there's hope. Rick and I were praying out loud the whole way. Brian's right about that. We're praying out loud the whole way. Oh, and one other thing. Some people are saying, you said you were on FaceTime for 9 hours. I never said I was on FaceTime for 9 hours. I was FaceTiming my son and daughter-in-law when the shot rang out. I put the phone in my pocket, not even remembering they were there, because as soon as Charlie shot, I'm heading toward him and then running with him. I just put it in my back pocket. They heard the entire thing until we got to the hospital. When I pulled it out of my pocket, they were still there. I, talked to them and said goodbye. That's when I called Jack Hibbs to pray. And Seth Dillon called me because he had heard what had happened. So I'm talking to him on the phone.
Oh,
hold on.
I wasn't talking for 9 hours. Somebody online said I said I was on.
That's a new one.
Okay, so
that's a new one.
So the Daily Wire got the phone call.
Seth Dillon.
So they got. Is that right? So we got Shapiro and Seth Dillon. So the phone call went out to Daily Wire and Seth Dillon first. And I guess Jack Hibbs would have been a part of that, and Rob. So now we're getting a circle of individuals that were notified first. So it's Rob McCoy, it's Jack Hibbs, it's Ben Shapiro, and Seth Dillon. Wow, they're all Charlie's best friends and family. That makes sense, right?
So yeah, does he works at the Daily Wire, right?
I don't know. He's got his own show, but he does know them very well. Like
He does the Babylon Bee.
yeah,
Does
like
the Babylon
he's
Bee
got
show.
he's got his own thing, but like he was there putting pressure on Charlie in that meeting in the Hamptons.
Right.
Victor
Right.
Marks.
So why are we calling Seth Dillon? That's a new one, Frank. I never heard this before, Love. Have you?
No.
He's never said that he called. He did. He go on the Jack Hibbs show and say, he called Jack, but he never said that he called Seth Dillon.
No.
Wow.
And Crunk is saying, and I thought I heard something about this, something about Victor. Yeah, there you go. You got it right there. Victor as well, right?
Victor Marks.
So look at that. Look at that list of people.
Those are real good friends.
What the F?
Why are we calling Seth Dillon? Why aren't we calling 911? Get on 911 call and they will tell you what to do. Even though you're thinking that it won't help and the cops were there and you're driving to the ambulance and to the hospital anyways, it doesn't matter. You get on the phone call with 911 and they will tell you step by step what to do, Frank. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. That's your first initial reaction when something like this happens. For you not to even do that, but you're calling Seth Dillon, I just want to, I don't even know what I want to tell you right now.
No. Who called Charlie's parents?
Yeah.
His sister.
Why wouldn't you call the family members?
Yep.
Yeah.
What's Seth Dillon going to do for you?
Or Beanie Shapiro's security team. Why the heck would you make that call?
This is new news.
Like nobody. Actually, want to know what? I don't think we've actually heard in this entire investigation that anyone called Charlie's parents.
Yeah.
No.
How do you do
Like
CPR
after
if
it
you're
happened.
if you're on a phone call? Look, we're never gonna know what happened in that SUV. Bottom line, unless somebody cracks and says it, like we're never gonna know because this is all BS.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're not gonna know. So, moving on to his next. I have a poll up, so hit that poll.
FaceTime for 9 hours till we got to the hotel. No, to the hospital. It was in my back pocket. It's amazing how misinformation just goes everywhere. Now, let me say something about eyewitness accounts. There is no verbal or written account that is a complete account. It always takes longer to describe an event than experience it. In fact, we know this. You know this if you go to work and you come home and your spouse says, "Hey, how was your day, honey?" It would take you longer if you worked for 8 hours. It would take you longer than 8 hours to explain everything that happened that day than to just live the 8 hours. It would take you longer to describe even a play in football than it would just to witness the play. This is why every written account and every oral account is fragmentary. It's not complete. And people are going to emphasize different things about an event that they witnessed. They're not going to say exactly the same thing. They may say the same thing essentially about the big event, just like in the New Testament documents. Yeah, there was a resurrection. They may emphasize different details about that resurrection, who got to the tomb first, how many angels were there, that kind of thing. That doesn't change the main fact that there was a resurrection. Everybody agrees on that. Everybody agrees we were in the car taking Charlie to the hospital. And yeah, we were all trying to stop the bleeding. I mentioned CPR because I was the one trying it the last 20 or 30 seconds of the ride. It's not a contradiction.
Whoa.
Right? Now, maybe
Whoa.
as we're yanking it.
So now it's the last 30 seconds.
So
So
now
you've said this story a trillion times on different podcasts, and now we're changing it. He did the CPR. Like, that's not what he said. He said that when he got into the vehicle, he was starting CPR right away because that's what we had to do. That's what he said, everyone. I just played the clip before the show started. Please rewind and watch.
And again, it's very different to say, I saw somebody doing something than saying, I did this.
Yeah.
One is an eyewitness, the other one is a witness that you're giving a testimony
Yes.
of what you did.
Yeah.
And you are accountable for that.
That's why Candace was, calling him out. She's just looking at footage. That's just what she's looking at. She can change her mind because she's seeing different things and new things, new pictures, SUV pictures and crap that's coming out. You were there. You have done this many times on podcasts, said the same thing. Now we're changing it. Now, when court's starting, we're changing our minds.
I'd just like to also point out, like, he put the emphasis on the CPR. Nobody else did. Now, this is my thing. If that wasn't an important real moment of the ride, if it was just the last 20 to 30 seconds, why would you choose the last 20, 30 seconds of the ride to be the emphasis of your talking point of the ride to the hospital? Wouldn't it have been all the other chaos, maybe the details of how you were trying to help stop the bleeding, as you just said? Give us those details, Frank. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, that's what you did for the whole ride, apparently now. You weren't trying to give CPR. You were apparently trying to help Brian and Rick stop the bleeding. Well, what were you doing, Frank? Please give us those details then, because obviously you decided to focus your whole ride on the last 20 seconds.
Yep. Or he's
Well,
changing it in the last 20 seconds.
well, it was all BS.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, then give us the other 10 minutes of details, bro.
Yeah. Moving on.
Banking into the parking lot. Brian was preoccupied thinking or talking to somebody else or whatever, because there was a lot of commotion, as you could imagine. He didn't see me trying for 20 or 30 seconds. Maybe he did. I don't know. In fact, he's got a lawsuit against Candace Owens right now, so I don't think he can even talk about any of this. But someone could call him and ask him if they want to. But it's not a contradiction. We're just emphasizing different details at different times. In fact, eyewitnesses disagree on details for various reasons. That's the mark of authentic eyewitness testimony. They all agree on the essentials. They disagree on the minor details. In fact, disagreeing with others on these minor details can not only be explained, it is to be expected. If you have any judge in a courtroom hear testimony from two eyewitnesses about a given crime, and they give exact word for word testimony about what happened, including every detail, what does that judge immediately assume? Collusion. They got together to get their story straight. No, there's no collusion here. Brian and I, we've hardly talked since it happened. Okay? We may exchange a text or two here or there, but not, we haven't tried to get our story straight, so to speak. We're just telling you what happened from our own perspectives. And no matter what perspective that is, it's going to be fragmentary, and we're going to mention different things that stuck out to us. Now, it's one thing to contradict others. Brian and I appears to be have contradicted over this, but in reality, it wasn't a contradiction. He's generally right. Most of the ride, we didn't do any of this. I just tried it at the very end. But that's to be expected. We're going to have these differences. But what if you continue to contradict yourself? That seems a bit more of a serious blow to someone's credibility. Now, look at how often Candace Owens disagrees with herself. This is a video Nathan Livingstone put together on X. Here it is. Check this out.
What about his burial? How come we haven't seen anything about his burial? We saw so much and then we saw nothing. And the reason that's like a big hush-hush secret is because Charlie had a Catholic funeral mass and he is buried in a Catholic cemetery.
But pre the meeting with Erica, you repeatedly questioned why we weren't being told where Charlie Kirk is buried, or even if he has been buried yet. Did you get those answers?
You have the wrong commentator who questioned that. I think that was Milo Yiannopoulos.
You've never questioned, you've never asked where Charlie's buried?
Nope.
But if this were on the left and somebody were accusing Charlie Kirk of his wife having murdered him, I assume that you would be talking about it.
Is that what Candace is accusing Erica of?
Yes.
Of murdering her own husband?
She's accusing TPUSA insiders and other members of the right wing, including Seth Dillon, of being involved in the murder of Charlie Kirk. Yes.
It's just, I don't even know how to respond to it because it just never happened. Realizing that nothing in Charlie's life is real. It's just something that keeps me up at night. Just nothing in his life was real. The assassination of Charlie Kirk was something akin to a regicide, right?
Can I hear you? You're muted. Can you hear me?
I'm muted. I was muted. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sorry, guys. So, anyways, I apologize. I was muted. I did what Baron did. Oh my gosh, I did what Baron did. I'm so sorry about that. I was muted. Anyways, I was just saying, like, Frank is just bringing up all this Candace stuff now because this is what he's doing. I mean, she
Well,
didn't say everyone, she didn't say like word by word, like, oh, this person did it, that person did it, Erica did it, this one did it. No, she didn't say that. She just said that Charlie was betrayed by everyone, and he was.
we need to go with, again, Frank's advice. Go with the real evidence. Why is Seth Dillon being brought up now by Frank twice?
Yeah.
I am doing research. Yes, they had a debate, but Dillon has been in Frank's show a lot of times.
Yeah. And just
So
that's why I wanted to get your eyes on this because he mentioned this. This is the first time I ever heard Frank say this. I've never heard him talk about he got on a call in the SUV with Seth Dillon. What?
Yeah.
Well, what did you talk about?
I think they're just trying to they're trying to make the last things we think about when it comes to Seth Dillon's name is not the meeting in the Hamptons. Now, when you think about Seth Dillon, it's going to be about the phone call when Charlie died. I think they're just trying to erase a negative thing in the past that they don't want us to talk about anymore. So you bring his name up in a different context with something that's a little more or just as controversial. Now we'll forget about that. I think it's just some smoke to get us to stop wondering why Seth Dillon was pressing Charlie so freaking hard up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just my opinion.
Moving on.
Assassination of a king to install a new ruler who the king would have never approved of. It's so crazy.
She has accused us of lying about Charlie wanting Erica to take over for him if he died.
Never happened. And it just so happened that Charlie Kirk kept notebooks and diaries. He was so diligent that he wrote down his succession plan featuring who he wanted to take over for the organization in the event of his untimely death. Like, you know, he just in the third notebook, he was like, oh, and if I accidentally get shot on campus, here's what you should do. Call Erica. And then after you call Erica, come find this notebook. And if during this process of our imagination, common sense comes on and we're like, oh, but wait, Charlie, wasn't he like a boy genius? He's a pretty bright kid. Wouldn't he have maybe formalized that succession plan outside of like a diary? But no, he wanted to put it in these notebooks. And then the plan was to guilt us, I think, to try to haunt us with the ghost of Charlie's notebooks that we're never going to be allowed to read, but we're supposed to accept that they most definitely read. Like, for sure. Never happened. I knew it was big. I didn't have the players. I certainly didn't suspect Turning Point USA would be, as I believe, involved in a cover up. And we can talk about what the motives are of that. They could be financial motives. It doesn't necessarily mean they were involved in plotting to kill him. And I've never said that. Cam Higbee is on the payroll of Turning Point USA beginning in August of this year. So in theory, Cam Higbee, who was laughing off the idea of an assassination attempt, is being paid by the very organization that just had its leader assassinated in broad daylight in front of the entire world. It doesn't necessarily mean they were involved in plotting to kill him. And I've never said that. 'Cause I was in this aggrieved stage, and I really didn't poke my head up until weeks later when I could stop crying about it every second. Charlie Kirk, my friend, is dead. First, this is fantastic that Preborn is doing this. To remind you guys about Pure Talk. Also reminding you guys about American Financing. Also reminding you guys about GNO Land. Also telling you guys about Just Thrive. You can head over to our website, CandaceOwens.com. You can sign up, buy yourself a hat. I'm not going to stop unless Erica Kirk asks me to stop.
We were told that if we said stop, they would stop. And we said stop. And I'll say it again. Please stop.
Please stop. Please stop lying. But as soon as she tells me what it is I've lied about, I will cease lying immediately.
Well, there appear to be a whole list of lies right there. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if differences or contradictions make someone untrustworthy, why are you listening to Candace? No, maybe she can explain all these. Well, please go ahead and explain them all. I'll be very charitable. Explain what you meant. Were all those taken out of context, Candace, or?
What are your thoughts on his Candace video clip?
Wow. There's I wanted to comment on this. There's a psychological tactic which is called DARVO.
Yes.
D like David, A R, V like Victor, O. DARVO stands for deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender.
Yes.
Yes,
That
you
is
know that well.
so clear what they're doing
Yes.
to the
exactly.
audience. Never mind between these guys attacking Candace. They're doing it to us. Oh, if you want to believe that, you're so stupid.
Yep.
Because I'm the victim. I'm the one that's being called out. So if I'm the victim, then you're wrong. And if you're wrong, you're evil.
Yeah. I don't think Charlie would want us to just stop. Or not.
No.
No way. There's too many things, Erica, that just are not right. And no, she shouldn't just stop. No. She said, I remember Candace did say, the only two people that are going to make me stop is Erica and my husband, she said. I do remember that. Though she did go see Erica in person, and we don't know what that meeting was. We'll really never know. She said it wasn't, a high major thing like everybody was thinking. She only got to ask some certain questions, and Olsen was there, blah, 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 blah. I would have loved to see that Erica Candace conference. I would have loved to see it. But who knows? Maybe she recorded it. You never know, because Candace always has something up her sleeve, okay? Just don't lose faith in Candace, please. Because I know a lot of people are like, we didn't get to see that Erica Kirk and Candace meeting. I know.
You want to know what's funny? I was one of the only people online, period, that when Candace was offered to go to the Turning Point studio and do the show live with them, I was one of the only people that said she had to do it. She had no choice to do it, regardless of how dangerous it was at the time, because if she didn't do it, we would never get any answers.
Yeah.
And I was right, because that never happened. We got zero answers. There was a private meeting, and we were left with more questions.
Yeah.
She did give us a little bit of information, but again, we were left with more questions.
Yeah.
So next time we ever get an opportunity like that, of course it's going to look weird. Of course it's going to look sus. Of course it might be dangerous, but we're not going to really have a choice.
Yep.
I'll volunteer my body. I'll
Very
go
well
with her.
said. And I think a lot of people didn't want her to go because she just got that, French Foreign Legion. What was it? The attack or whatever on her
It,
life.
it was a
Yep.
it was an alleged death threat,
Alleged, yeah. So we
and
don't know. Yeah,
yeah,
well, it was. Apparently, it was real. So
yeah. But I look at it this way: her husband's worth over $100 million. Buy a couple military guys and go.
yeah,
Like what's
just leave.
like? I'd never bought that whole thing. Just like buy some guys, some mercenaries, buy some SEAL Team 6 guys, and go.
I mean, well, she's not going to say exactly. She said in a tweet what happened, and then in her video. But babe, I believe that she got a threat. I do.
Yeah.
But yes, I understand what Chris is saying. Like she has the means and the ability now to get security and get the heck out of here. Yeah. So moving on. Yeah, go ahead.
I really think that, well, obviously it's been a while since that happened. There's a lot more information. Like Chris is saying, right now, if she gets an invite for that, if she doesn't go, that wouldn't help anybody.
Yeah.
But for sure. Back then, it's a little bit understandable. She was going through being threatened, and we've seen it throughout. She didn't go after Erica until she had a lot more information.
Yeah.
And she said it over and over and over again. I am not going to say anything because I don't know. The moment she started being lied to, she started looking into it. So they say hindsight is 2020.
Yep.
Maybe being there physically would have led to the same thing because she didn't have all the information that she has right now. I'm not defending Candace, but truth be told, she is the driving force.
Yeah.
This could have been something that died out quietly, and we'd be like, yeah, okay, did you see part of the trial? No. What for? And now we were glued to the feed. So
she's really fighting hard, and I have to give her that respect because she's getting thrown lawsuits in every corner every time she does a show, right? So I don't know what to say. I know a lot of people are frustrated with her how she puts out stuff slowly, but there is probably a reasoning for how she's doing it.
And we're probably going to find out tomorrow.
Yeah. Because if she
We'll
laid
see.
everything out in 1 second, she can't catch the lies. That's just how it works. Guys, that's just how it works.
Yep.
So moving on.
Do you just kind of change your tune when you're trying to sell a new conspiracy theory? You just keep moving the goalposts. Look, we understand why people have different viewpoints of an event they witnessed. They may contradict or give a different viewpoint than somebody else who witnessed that same event. But when you keep contradicting yourself over and over again, that can cause us to say, maybe you're not all that trustworthy. Now, some of you are out going to say, oh, no, Candace is just asking questions. Ladies and gentlemen, even if she's just asking questions, questions are not evidence. My friend J. Warner Wallace, the cold case homicide detective who has investigated and solved many cold case homicides, has a book called Cold Case Christianity. And in the book, he talks about this. He says, a presentation is not a piece of evidence. He says, jurors are advised that the words of the attorneys are not considered evidence. Quote, and this is he's actually quoting from Section 104 of the Judicial Council of California Criminal Jury Instruction. So every state, and in this case, California, gives the jury certain instructions on how to come to a conclusion based on the evidence they've seen. And what they're about to say here is that questions from anybody, in this case, an attorney in a courtroom, do not constitute evidence. Quote, nothing that the attorneys say is evidence. In their opening statements and closing arguments, the attorneys will discuss the case, but their remarks are not evidence. Their questions are not evidence. Only the witnesses' answers are evidence. The attorney's questions are significant only if they help you understand the witnesses' answers. Do not assume that something is true just because one of the attorneys asks a question that suggests it is true, unquote. Let me put the appropriate name in here.
That's funny because when we asked him questions, he just disregarded it, ignored it for 9 months, and now is coming back with a different story. So, Frank,
Yeah.
you need to practice what you preach, sir, even
Yep.
if it's Judeo-Christian slop.
Yeah, a lot of
Yep.
Judeo-Christian slop. Yep, and he's back doing it again, babe. Great comment. I don't know if anybody else has anything to say in here. It's gonna keep going on because it is a little bit. He goes on about more stuff.
Do not assume that something is true just because Candace Owens asks a question that suggests it is true. And by the way, she's not just asking questions, she's asking complex questions. A complex question is an attempt to get you to accept an assumption that hasn't been proven. Like if I were to say to you, when did you stop abusing drugs? Like, what does that question assume? It's a complex question. It's assuming that you're already doing drugs and you had to stop abusing them. It assumes you were a drug user at one time. So it's complex. It's assuming without proving a particular point. And this is what Candace Owens does when she says, who is lying about the drones or who is lying about CPR? Is it Frank or is it Brian? This assumes what hasn't been proven, that every disagreement about what happened means someone must be lying. We've already talked about it. No, we're not lying. We just had different perspectives. Maybe one of us was mistaken, but doesn't mean we're lying. Or maybe one of us talked about the fact that, yeah, the car ride wasn't about CPR. It wasn't. It was about stopping the bleeding. It's not till the last 20 or 30 seconds I said, I got to try it.
Oh.
Candace also commits a logical fallacy known as poisoning the well. This is, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we should be teaching logic in every school in America. We don't teach logic in public school anymore. Instead of teaching kids what to think, we're teaching them, or let me say it another way. Instead of teaching kids how to think, we're teaching them what to feel. And that can be dangerous. Because if you start following your feelings without reason or without moral restraint, you're going to wind up in a very bad place. And you're probably going to not only hurt yourself, you're going to hurt a lot of other people. And that's what's going on in this case here. She's hurting a lot of innocent people by fallacies, by not thinking clearly, by relying on feelings rather than evidence. But let's talk about this fallacy known as poisoning the well. That's the fallacy where you find one problem in a person's past or one inconsistency in a person's testimony.
Oh, sorry. Did you want to say something, baby?
No, I didn't want you to stop the video. I wanted you to mute the mic so I could whisper something in your ear.
Ooh. Okay. So poisoning the well, continuing.
Frank said there were drones. Brian said there wasn't. Oh, they can't be trusted. And you conclude that everything that person says must be untrustworthy. Now, it's not poisoning the well if a person has repeatedly lied about important matters like it appears Candace has. Now, as I said, maybe she can explain those contradictions. She's free to go through that video and explain why they're not contradictory. The video that we played earlier, we'll put that video by itself in the show notes as well. But if not, it might be wise not to believe everything she says.
There you go.
You say, oh, no, wait, Candace is just pursuing justice for Charlie. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to pursue justice, you always need evidence.
Oh.
You can't get justice without evidence.
Oh, there we go back to that again.
What do you think she's trying to do, moron?
Yeah. Like the way he speaks is just like, does he think we believe this shit? Do they actually think, how stupid do they think we are? Please.
Yep.
So if this is about justice, how is it just to insinuate without evidence that Charlie's widow murdered her husband?
Here we go. Exodus
You know, as
22.
I've said before, God takes a very negative view of abusing widows and orphans. Exodus 22:22 basically says, if you're abusing a widow or an orphan, and that widow or orphan cries out to me, to God,
Okay.
Widows, the widow. You shall honor the widow. You shall worship the widow. I'm going to keep telling you, the widow. And you will see we are biblical here. This is it. The whole hand has been revealed. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, guys. We're back to this again. Exodus 22:22. We're back to this. They're going back to this again. We're putting biblical stuff into a case. Like, stop it, Frank. Stop. Okay? Stop it. You just stop right there.
God says, I'm going to hunt that abuser down with a sword and kill them. In Deuteronomy 19, it says, if you accuse someone, this is in the Old Testament economy, the Old Covenant in ancient Israel. If you accuse someone of a crime falsely and you're found out, you get the penalty of that crime. In other words, if you accuse somebody of murder, a capital offense, falsely, and you're found out, you get executed. Man, that would shut down the internet. That would shut down Candace Owens' podcast because she seems to be accusing people left and right without evidence.
That's also 3,000 years old and barbaric. What century are you living in, Frank?
Hunt you down with
Like,
this
that's
sword.
freaking barbaric. That's not even relevant, man. They actually stopped doing that like 1,000 years ago. Like, well, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
Hunt you down with the sword.
My goodness.
That would take down the internet, wouldn't it? Yeah. No thanks, Frank.
So if it's about justice, how is it just to insinuate Erica is guilty? If it's about justice, how is it just to accuse the people Charlie personally picked for his team as complicit in his murder? Without evidence, by the way.
Well, there is a lot, but you guys are not showing it. You know, we're getting rid of stuff. We're not showing it. Where is everything? Why is the SUV auctioned? I asked Blake Neff that. He doesn't know.
And
I don't know.
and Blake-
I don't know. That's what I heard. I don't know.
And Blake didn't know who was driving the SUV that brought Charlie into the venue.
And
which is
these are
messed up.
these are his friends. You don't know who drove Charlie into UVU. I'm trying to find that person. Christopher on the GPS on the dash. He comes out. He's not Rick Cutler, guys. He doesn't look like, he kind of looks like him from a distance, but we don't know who that is. Who is it? Blake Neff doesn't know. How do you not know that? How do you not know who's driving the frickin' SUV that Charlie's in? How do you not know?
You can tell me a couple of days, a week later, when everything's settling down, that you don't know certain things. Not 10 months into.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's what makes total sense. Like, you know, a week after it happens, you come back out and go, hey, I've just been going over everything that happened, and you want to know what? I think I might have got this wrong, and here's some extra things I remembered, and you know, but you don't just sit here in this freaking room, wherever the hell he is, taking instructions from people who allegedly might have been involved. We don't freaking know. And then come back and try to act all holy and righteous. Like, give me a break.
Why do you think the internet's pissed off? Why do you think the whole world is on this case? Why do you think we won't let it go? Because all the inconsistencies, the evidence has been tampered with. There's so many things going wrong. Look at the first week of court. It was actually a clown show. Are you kidding me, Frank? You actually think, when you say things, do you believe them, what you're saying? I wonder. Moving on.
If this is about justice, how is it just to accuse Charlie's friends without evidence that they were complicit in his murder? Remember the tweet she put out. Everyone betrayed Charlie. Where is the evidence, Candace? Possibilities are not evidence. Anything's possible. You could have killed him. That's possible. Any one of us could have killed him. Possible. But that's not evidence. Or had something to do with the killing.
So
I
I'd like
mean-
to thank Frank for admitting that there's no evidence that Tyler did it. Thank you, Frank. Or that there's evidence that anybody did it. Thank you very much, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Thanks, Frank.
Should I rewind that little part?
He's always useful for something, isn't he?
He is. I love when he talks.
Killed him. That's possible. Any one of us could have killed him. Possible. But that's not evidence. Or had something to do with the killing.
That's a good one, babe.
I mean,
thanks, Frank.
The people closest to Charlie, those people not only had no motive to murder Charlie, they had everything to lose if Charlie was suddenly gone.
Like you
Everything.
guys,
Everything to lose.
financially.
Mikey, everything to lose. TP USA, the entire team, everything to lose. People say, oh, no, it was Israel behind it.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, there's no evidence for that.
Oh,
wrong.
Those of you may know, Candace Owens has been in a Jew hatred mode for several years now. That's what ultimately got her fired from several organizations.
Nope.
Well, at least certainly one, the Daily Wire, it seems.
That's right. It's
I'm
only
assuming
one.
that's why she was let go. She obviously didn't see head to head with or eye to eye with Ben Shapiro.
I believe it was
But
G-strip.
Charlie was not turning on.
It was the G strip that she didn't see eye to eye with, right? And she's doing way better than being with that small horse of a man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's doing way better. Doing fabulous without. She did everything from scratch. So suck an egg.
On Israel, and Israel killed him.
Yep.
In fact, we were in a meeting together the day before of his murder with knowledgeable Israelis over in Israel, and one Israeli here in America, all on Zoom, to help Charlie better answer questions related to Israel, Hamas, and the entire region. He was not turning on Israel. He was doing his homework. He wanted to know what was going on in Israel and how to better answer questions related to the conflict.
Really?
What
exactly? Well,
what
if you're
points
defending
could
something
they
you know is
provide
wrong,
him?
You're going to need a
So
lot
he
of
could
help.
better answer questions. That's why Charlie and I were working together, by the way. So
exactly.
we could fine tune one another on how to better answer questions on a college campus. In fact, I tell all about that. I just got this yesterday. You know, after you spend over a year writing a book, when you finally get a copy of it, just got this yesterday. This is a real copy of the book, The War on Reality,
Oh, I thought he
Recovering
was
Truth
talking
in a
about
World
writing
that Celebrates
Charlie's book.
Lies. When you first get it, you go, finally, it's done. I kind of forgot what I wrote because it takes so long to
Or
write a
say,
book. But the
as
first
official
chapter
statement.
is Murder on Campus. And it tells everything
put his-
that I experienced that day and even prior to that day.
Did he just plug his book in?
Yep.
Did he just plug his book in? Murder on Campus? And then there's another one? The War on Reality? Plug that book in.
It's almost like he read these.
And you talk about he talks about Candace showing like her advertisements with the money sign. Chick-ching, chick-ching, chick-ching. Do I have a chick-ching button here? No, I don't have but I do have a laughing button. Plug that book in, you hypocrite.
Okay, so what has Candace made estimates since Charlie's died? Maybe $1 million off her podcast, and you have the nerve to even sort of bring that up when I believe you've made $450 million.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
How can you even? How
make
can
heaven
you even-
crowded in the first day after he passed, and onwards and onwards, and the donations and all the new chapters and everything. The hats,
I got stretch.
the hats, the what do you call it? The merch, all that stuff, everything. Merch alone. God, this guy just drives me crazy. What's with this book? Oh man. Okay.
With Charlie, including the meeting with the folks from Israel. It also deals with some of these conspiracy issues and the memorial service and what was really concerning Charlie the last few days of his life here on earth. We know where he is now. He's absent from the body, present with the Lord. So he's still alive. He's just not with us. And then we cover a whole number of other topics about reality, because there's a war on reality, ladies and gentlemen. Charlie was sort of a physical casualty of the war on reality. It appears anyway. And the pretrial hearings coming up. In fact, as this thing is being released, the pretrial hearing's going on, and we're going to see more evidence, I think, that Charlie was a victim of people that were warring against reality. People that thought, oh, transgenderism was right, good, and normal, and anybody that speaks against it is some kind of fascist and needs to die. We're going to see this come out in the trial. Anyway, this book's now available in pre-order, and just so you know, it really helps a book for other people to see it if it's pre-ordered on Amazon in particular, because then Amazon orders more copies and they promote more of the book so more people see it. So if you're open to getting this book, I hope you are. It's got great stuff in it because it's not just me. Phoenix Hayes, who's very witty, by the way, she has worked with Cross Examine for a long time. Now she's on her own, but her and I got together to write this book. She's very witty. This book not only covers serious issues, but it also does so in kind of a fun, may I say, slightly snarky way, because we cover some heavy issues and it's hard to get through them sometimes without going, oh, this is awful. So we tried to make it at least an enjoyable read, and I think it is. So check out The War on Reality. Pre-order it if you would. Also, we're just coming off our 250th anniversary as a country.
So I guess he's plugging in his book and he's talking about now more ads. So we're just going to fast forward that because we don't want to watch that. He's talking about this. Download his America was founded in Christian values. Okay. He has this on the phone? Where is this? Oh, download a free guide. Okay, he's plugging that in. So where do we go here? I think
there's something very interesting that he said where he mentions why would like everybody would have lost a lot if Charlie died. What have they lost?
Yeah.
Mention one thing.
Like they were putting a lot on the line or something. I'm like, I didn't understand what the heck he was talking about.
Yeah, like
risking a lot. Like why? Why? That's suspicious to even say that.
Yeah.
What are they risking? Don't make no sense.
Well, they didn't lose anything.
I think, Charlie's not here. We lost Charlie.
We lost Charlie. Charlie. They gain a show.
Yeah.
They gain a lot of money. They gain a lot of exposure.
Control.
But piggyback riding the Charlie Kirk show.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is they gain the control of how to run the show, how to run everything now. Okay?
Yep.
That's the major thing, because Charlie's not here. So, not to be morbid, but we don't want to, tweet as if we were him. That's what they're doing.
Yep.
Seriously.
The fact that, so many people say, oh, we weren't founded on Christian values. They were all deists and all this nonsense. This little handout will help you. Also want to mention pastorsbrief.com. Go to pastorsbrief.com if you're a pastor or just a leader in ministry, or you're the leader of a small group, or you're the leader of a Sunday school. Jason Jimenez of Stand Strong. We're coming together and we're going to try and help pastors and other Christian leaders. But these sessions, the Bible You Never Knew points out how there are certain about the fact that a lot of what Candace has said about people that were closest to Charlie makes absolutely no sense from a motive perspective. First of all, there's no evidence, and there's no motive and no evidence for a motive that any one of these people would be involved. They would lose more than they would gain. The same is true, by the way, of the New Testament writers and apostles. They would have everything to lose by saying Jesus rose from the dead. Why? Because by saying Jesus rose from the dead, they got kicked out of the synagogue. They were all Jews, by the way. The writers of the New Testament were all Jews. They got kicked out of the synagogue, and then they got beaten, tortured, and killed. Last time I checked, that was not a list.
Plug that in there. They're all written by Jews. He has to plug that in there. Don't forget to plug it in.
Yep.
Not like it actually means anything at all. Like,
he
seriously.
forgot to mention that they were followers of Christ. They believed in Christ, and they were tortured and killed because they stopped being Jews and they became Christians, followers of Christ. He
Yeah,
forgot
but they
that
never do.
little detail.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we say that all the
exactly.
time, but they always forget to mention that detail. They never do.
Yeah, and they always
Uh,
forget to mention that not every Jewish person came to Christ, and um, you actually gotta read some of the New Testament because if you don't, then you're literally basing a faith on an incomplete religion. You're just cherry picking what you want and going, well, I'll make a religion out of that. If that's the case, I might as well make a religion out of furry rugs because I choose to. Because that's what they've
Oh
done. They've
man.
just taken something. Well, that sounds good to me. Let's worship it. Okay, let's build an idol. Okay, there we go. We're good.
Oh, he's been being told to say this, obviously, babe. He's getting some kind of, you know, donation or something to talk like this. So yes, please like and subscribe. I mean, that was funny. Hey guys, grab a copy of my new book, How to Pave Over Your Mind Scene.
Yep. That's good.
All right, let's keep going. We're almost done here.
The perks. The last thing they wanted to admit was a resurrection, but they admitted it anyway because it really happened. The last thing any of the people closest to Charlie wanted him or wanted to happen to him was him suddenly vanishing, killed, just gone. Because that not only obviously personally was a loss, but professionally it was a loss. There's no way replacing Charlie. And yet Candace and others are out there insinuating that the people who loved him the most, the people that were closest to him, the people that had everything to gain by continuing to support him were somehow in on his murder. And there's no evidence for it.
There's no evidence they didn't.
Now, what Candace does and other conspiracy theorists, they speculate. They speculate about possibilities, but possibilities are not evidence. Candace has speculated that any one of a number of groups, people or governments had something to do with Charlie's murder, either directly or indirectly. I mean, she's had Israel, Egypt, France. She said Erica, TPUSA, Mikey, me, FBI, Cash Patel, Seth Dillon, Bill Ackman, Brian Harpool. All these people somehow had something to do with it, or at least are lying about it.
They did.
Now, Candace can
They
put
did.
forth name after name.
Hold on.
Without evidence.
Oh, there goes with the
Notice
evidence.
one name.
There he goes with the evidence.
They were actually every person he mentioned was actually involved in the last 4 to 5 months of his life heavily. What's the problem, Frank?
He knows that. He has to do this video. That's why I said this is all sloppy. Sloppy, and I love when he talks.
I wonder if what we can't see, like see what he's looking at right now, he's looking at whatever monitor he's reading off
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
I wonder if literally there's a monitor there and there's like some IDF guy standing right behind the monitor with a gun aimed at him.
a-
Allegedly, maybe,
It's
perhaps.
It's a mirror.
Like
It's a mirror. A mirror is there.
he's there just shaking his finger at him. Well, the Frank, you gotta tell that Judeo-Christian crap. You know what you gotta say there, Frank.
You didn't say it last time. You have to say it again.
Remember about the drones and the CPR, Frank. You know you're not gonna be allowed back at the synagogue if you don't say this crap.
Oh yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
We won't make you a rabbi, Frank, if you don't say this.
Name she's not putting forward. Tyler Robinson, to whom the evidence is actually pointing.
Oh, how?
Now, for some reason, Candace knows it can't be some radicalized person on the left.
Here he talked about all about this evidence, and now he's saying that that we have the evidence for Tyler Robinson. Did you hear him? Oh my God. We don't have. Were you there? We don't have evidence. Lance doesn't even know clearly if that was Tyler.
He could not identify him.
Can't identify him. And the video that was presented in court, thankfully we had two girls there, Billy and Brandy, and Teresa was there earlier on that week, but they said they saw the video of the roof and you couldn't see who it was. So if that was your child out on campus that day, could have been anybody's child out on campus that day that was dressed in those colors. It could be anybody. We're just going to put that person to death.
Yeah, hold on. I got some stuff for Frank.
Oh yeah, smackers. Here you go. Have a little bit of that. Okay, thank you. I will check that. Mackers. Yeah, like this is such a I love when he talks though. It is kind of funny. We can't laugh.
In a trans relationship getting violent, because that's never happened before. No, never happened before. In fact, the question Charlie was being asked when he was murdered was a question about taking weapons from trans people, because per capita, trans people who identify as trans have a higher rate of violence using guns than other people. And so that was the question being asked. That's ironic that he was being asked that question when he was shot by someone allegedly in, or an alleged shooter in, a trans relationship. You can't make this up, ladies and gentlemen. Yet Candace seems to suggest that, oh no, we got to look elsewhere. It can't be him. You guys, I'm sure, have heard of Occam's razor, William of Occam. Occam's razor says you don't multiply causes beyond necessity. I mean, when people investigate crimes, they usually try and investigate a crime and come to at least a theory of who committed the crime by making the fewest number of assumptions given the evidence. I mean, what's probably the right answer as to who murdered Charlie Kirk, given the evidence that we have now? That a radicalized leftist in a trans relationship decided to murder a prominent and effective Christian who was against the transing of children and was also falsely tarred as a fascist. And apparently that's who Tyler Robinson, given the evidence we have now, thought Charlie was a fascist. And what are you supposed to do to fascists? Oh, they deserve to be killed, right? At least that's what he thought. Is that the most likely cause of this murder? The most likely explanation? Or
No. Whoa, he's about to scream there. No. Everything he's saying is freaking bizarre. No. No, Frank. No. The evidence doesn't go to Tyler. Actually, we got even more. We got the car, the Dodge Challenger, doesn't even look the same. We got 2 different backpacks. We got 7 different Tylers that day. We got notes that are written by a left-handed person and Tyler's right-handed. We got Lance is being held as a backup. I'm telling you. We got this Andrew Colvett saying, you got to go watch Turkey Tom in the Substack right now. You got to go watch it. And he put you should see all the stuff that the friend put out of all the drawings and all that. You got to check it out. Why? Why is he saying this now? Why is he asking questions? Why is Blake Neff talking about Lance Twiggs now? Like it is possible that he had something to do with it too. He said it in the space. What in the bloody hell is going on here? Is this the plan to blame it all on Lance after? I don't know. Allegedly, I'm just saying. I don't see all this.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's really bizarre because I could understand if the trial started and it started looking worse or bad or better for Tyler. But at this point in time, we haven't heard the defense say anything.
Yeah.
So why are they trying to steer the investigation? That's really odd. And then you have the other one saying, "Oh, we just saw it, clear as day."
Yeah, and no evidence of a radical leftist.
Nope.
Guys, this is the sloppy stuff from Frank, his little video he put out to tell everybody, just he put this out on the day of the court. He did a premiere of this video, let's just say. So you see premiere at the bottom there. So yeah, as soon as court happened, he dropped this video.
Or is it that all the evidence implicating the shooter was staged by a vast conspiracy of sinister forces, disparate forces, by the way, that normally don't work together, that somehow got the shooter, his lover, his parents, the police, the forensic investigators, the judge, several foreign governments, and all the people who love Charlie the most to conspire together to murder him? Is that the most likely scenario?
He's reading.
I mean, you can investigate that. You can suggest that. But to say that that's more likely when you don't have any evidence is just foolish. Now, as I say, the trial hasn't even happened yet. We're going to see what happens when the trial comes. But I remember Chuck Smith saying this many years ago. Chuck Smith, the pastor out in California.
He wants to bring
talking
up
about
Chuck Smith?
doubts.
Do not
wants-
talk about Chuck Smith. You don't know who Chuck Smith is. He's the founder of the Calvary Church way back in the day. Don't you dare.
So he's bringing up Chuck Smith, and like Ali said, he was the one who founded Calvary Chapel, right? So he's the guy. He started all the Calvary Chapels, right? You want to talk about him? Should we bring up the essays and all that stuff, and that he was actually involved in? Should we bring all that up?
Don't bring him up.
Because that was the birth of Calvary Chapel.
Yeah,
So you want to talk about it, Frank? Let's freaking talk about it, buddy.
he is. And I haven't watched this part of the show yet. So this is going to be new to me.
About the Christian faith, are you really sure it's true? And he said this: don't let what you don't know cause you to doubt what you do know. Don't let what you don't know cause you to doubt what you do know. Now, what do I mean by that? Sure, people have doubts. Nobody has all the answers. But don't let the doubts that you have about a particular aspect of Christianity cause you to doubt what you do know about other aspects of Christianity. Like some people will say, well, I can't believe in God because, there's too much evil in the world. We've talked about that a lot on this program, but that doesn't disprove Christianity. In fact, Christianity is the answer to the problem of evil. If there was no evil, there would be no reason for Jesus to come. He came to solve the problem of evil. And evil wouldn't exist unless good existed, and good wouldn't exist unless God existed. So just because I can't explain why every evil thing occurs doesn't mean there's no God, because I do know that the universe had a beginning. I do know that it's fine-tuned. I do know that there's a moral law written on our hearts that only can come from a moral law giver. I do know that life requires some kind of intelligence, because not only the code in life requires a coder, but the little machines in life require some sort of engineer, some sort of designer. I do know the laws of logic are best explained by a mind, as are the laws of mathematics, and the fact that the universe is mathematically describable points to a being like God. I do know there's really good evidence that Jesus died and rose from the dead, and the people who were closest to him never would have invented this, because by inventing it, they got themselves beaten and tortured and killed for no reason. That these were Jews who never would have invented a Messiah who claimed to be God and rose from the dead after he was crucified on a Roman cross. They never would have invented this. I do know all these things. So even if there are things I don't know, that shouldn't cause me to doubt the things I do know. The same thing appears to me is true in this case. You do know that there's evidence that Tyler Robinson shot Charlie.
No, and I don't. After all that, I think you don't know anything. Oh, after all that, I don't know, and you do know. I do know that you don't know anything. Okay. There's not amount of an evidence for it to be Tyler. Just stop that. Stop that right now. We're not stupid. And you got the whole world on this case. The whole entire world is watching. It's cracking. You guys are falling through the cracks. You truly are. Truly are.
We have evidence from video. We have evidence from ballistics. We have evidence from his own testimony, from his parents. Telling him to turn himself in. I mean, do you think if Tyler Robinson had nothing to do with the murder or isn't involved at all, that his parents?
No, parents, put the parents on the stand.
Yeah.
Go put the parents on the stand right now. Go put Lance on the stand. Why aren't these people talking?
Yep.
Did you get something that kind of looked like Tyler? That's why the parents said that, or was it all them after Tyler that day that he had to turn himself in anyways? There was no way out for him. From what I heard and what I gather, they do not think he did it. Okay?
Yep.
And still, I have not seen the video of Tyler audio or face in front because he walks into that room like when he was taken in. He walks into the room and he turns his body from the camera. I'm like, I can't even tell who the frick that is.
Yep.
Okay.
Parents wouldn't be screaming right now. You got the wrong guy. Would they have turned him in to begin with? Would he be screaming right now? Would the judge keep him in jail right now if there was no evidence that he was the killer, if all this evidence didn't exist? Would the ballistics report, the ballistics report was inconclusive. The ballistics report just said we couldn't definitively say it was that gun. They didn't rule out that gun. They know it was a 30-06. They just couldn't rule it. They couldn't say it was that particular gun because apparently the round was too destroyed. And that's not uncommon, by the way. And we're going to find more out as the hearing. I don't know how much we'll find out in the pretrial hearing, but the trial itself is not until probably February. Yeah, talk about swift justice. It's not happening. So don't let what you don't know cause you to doubt what you do know. If you think this grand conspiracy is more likely than Tyler Robinson, disgruntled as a radicalized leftist, decided to take a shot at Charlie. If you think the conspiracy is more likely, I just don't think you're thinking properly. You don't have any evidence for that. Is it possible? Anything's possible. It's possible aliens killed Charlie. Possible. But what evidence do you have for it?
You have none.
A possibility is not evidence for that possibility. Just like I read earlier from the California instructions to juries. Just because someone asks a question or insinuates something, that is not evidence. You need evidence to support the answer to that question or that insinuation or that claim. I mean, the truth is that in Candace's approach, there's no presumption of innocence. There's no burden of proof. There's no proof beyond a reasonable doubt. It's just speculation. And she's making connections that aren't there, manipulating her audience into thinking she's getting really close to solving the case. In fact, she's been doing this since September, all the way through June. She's been getting really close to solving the case. She's stringing you along, ladies and gentlemen. You're being manipulated. Check this out.
Getting close to something, keep going. And we are definitively getting closer to what took place on that day. And we are getting closer. I think we're close. We are definitively getting closer. We're getting close. We're getting low. Very close. We're inching ever closer. We are now, I believe, extremely close to solving this thing. As I get inch closer and closer to discovering the truth, I've got a feeling about that. We're close. We're getting closer to something. And
I wonder who clipped this for him.
Yep.
Right? That must have took a lot of work to clip this. We're getting close. We're getting close. We're really getting close. We're getting close. I guess this is how many times on the side she says it. Let's see.
That something is pretty big. I just sense that we're getting close.
62 days.
I sense that we are getting very close, and we are getting closer, getting very close to something. We're getting closer because we are getting close. We are definitely getting closer, very close. We are very close. We are close. We are dangerously close to something. We are dead close to something. And I think every day we are inching closer. Who killed Charlie Kirk? You know, we're getting close. We're inching ever closer. We are inching closer, a little closer to solving the Charlie Kirk murder. And I'm getting very close. And we are getting very close.
He just replayed the same clip. This one. I just wanted to catch it. He replayed the same clip twice.
Close. But I'm getting closer. I'm getting real close. My prayers are with you, Candace. You are close. We are close. And we're getting closer to the truth. We get closer. We are getting close. We are getting very close. Attacks from every possible angle they can think of shows how close you are. But we're getting close to the truth. And we know we're getting close to the truth. Now I'm getting closer. We are getting closer to truth. What are we getting close to? Yeah. That's my question. What are we getting close to? Candace, I feel you are so close to exposing it all. I think we are inching closer.
Getting closer. She's been getting closer to September. What have we learned from Candace? What evidence have we gotten from Candace?
We got a whole hell of a lot.
A lot. A lot.
Like, are you effing kidding me? We got text messages, bitch. Sorry. I'm sorry. Like, we got a lot. We don't just got a little bit. She's like shown a lot. We got audio from Erica, you know, leaked audio of her being so happy in the office going how many sales are up. I mean, like it's been like 4 days since he's passed. We got you want us to tell you word by word of all the stuff that we've gotten from her? We got the SUV pictures. Those were very important. Anything you can think of, write it in the chat. Write it in the chat. Everything that Candace has developed. We got Mitch. Yeah, that was a major one that he saw Erica at the Candle Suite and Brian Harpole. We got a lot. So stop it, Frank. Stop. Enough. She's done more work than freaking the law enforcement and TPUSA and all these pastors together. All the nations. She's done way more than all of you.
Yes.
Shut it. Oh. I'm so sorry for that.
Candace, about her conspiracy theories. Now, you're being manipulated, ladies and gentlemen.
No, you
You
are
think you're
manipulating
getting
us.
inside knowledge and that you're smarter than everyone else. And you're just too smart and too insightful to fall for the evidence that the cops and the judge have seen, including the text confession, what the parents of Tyler Robinson did, and what the video shows. There's something far more complicated and conspiratorial going on here. That's what you're on the inside. You're too smart to fall for the obvious. Now, is it possible there's something conspiratorial going on? Yeah, it's possible. That's what a trial's for. But no evidence has been presented for any such conspiracy.
I smell bullshit. And Baron, yes, Baron also has done incredible work as well. And all of these people that are online and in comments and in chats, and they are also sending their tips to all of these podcasters. I was one of them. I was sending all my stuff to Baron. So, and this is not just her. She gets tips. Candace has got immaculate tips from people. Okay. It just boggles my mind when he says this and he talks about her like
Yeah.
that.
Me too,
Sinful.
because what we got from her was clear validation that we're not stupid.
Yeah.
That we can think for ourselves.
Yep.
That we can look for things. That it's
Yeah.
she's
What
not
about
the
the
only
Doge
one.
audit? What about the Doge audit? That's like a major one.
Yeah,
He put
she's
the Doge and you even sent me the video about Robert Shillman pulling the donor that pulled out.
Mhm. No, she opened the door for all of us.
Yep.
She showed us that we can.
Yep.
And that is why they're attacking her.
She's showing us bravery. I'm telling
Yes.
you, because she's
Yes.
gotten the most attacks, and a lot of us YouTubers and researchers have gotten attacked as well. So
Yes.
she has shown how brave she can be and doing this, and I think she has a lot of balls, man. I don't care. More balls than any of the pastors combined. Any of them. So
Yep.
he's saying that Mikey's laying it on the line. All these people are laying their life on the line. No, Candace is. She's the one's getting sued. Not you, not Mikey. Not UVU. Not Mikey. Not the oh, they got fired. So Brian Harpole got fired. I don't know if he just left. No, there is no exact if he lost his job or not.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't work there anymore. We got the fall guy, Brian Harpole, loses his job and goes on the Sean Ryan show, and Dan Flood doesn't say a word. Rick Cutler doesn't say a word. Well, that's suspicious for me.
Also,
These people don't say anything.
if there's nothing there, wouldn't you want everything to be out there to show everything?
Yeah.
The whole truth? they have done nothing but attack Candace
Yep.
and say lies.
1000%. 1000%. And there is like a campaign. Like I notice every every 2 to 3 weeks they stop and then they start a new one.
Yep.
I noticed that, and that's probably why she went. She went on vacation, but she did the emergency live with the SUV pictures, and then we went all I found the guy that actually shared it with her, which are two separate pictures. But then she's not here because like the trials going on. But she's gonna have an explosive when she comes back. This is gonna be crazy. I hope that she went to go find where the SUV is and like buy it, or I don't know. So many things I've been thinking about
Yeah.
where she went, but anyhow, moving on to the next little bit of Frank. We're almost done here, guys.
Only wild speculation and possibilities are not evidence. Proverbs 18 says this: the words of a gossip are like delicious morsels. They go down into the inner parts of the body, unquote. Isn't it great? Like you're getting inside information and you're in this parasocial relationship with Candace and you guys are a team and you're in this together and you're going forward trying to find justice for Charlie Kirk and nobody else is doing it. Meanwhile, innocent people are being accused, including Charlie's widow, leading to death threats, ruined reputations, loss of jobs, loss of trust, an increase in conflict. Yeah, I'm not buying it, ladies and gentlemen. You're being manipulated. Jeremy Boring, who at one point hired Candace and later had to fire Candace, has talked a lot about this. I want to play a short video from Jeremy. Very bright man. He was the CEO for a while for many years actually of the Daily Wire with Ben Shapiro. He's since gone out on his own and created a new podcast. I was privileged to be on his show about a month ago. Myself, Ali Beth Stuckey, and David Limbaugh. That video we'll put in the show notes as well. Fascinating conversation. He's very bright. Check out this video here from Jeremy.
What Candace is doing is evil. It's not edgy. It's not provocative or contrarian. It's evil. It's the deliberate, sustained, monetized infliction of harm on a grieving widow for views and money and personal vendetta. The Apostle Paul in 2 Timothy warned us about people like Candace, calling them, quote, the kind who worm their way into households and captivate.
No, we're not going to use Bible verses to get out of stuff. I don't like that. I
Not
don't
from
like
this
it.
guy.
No,
Like
good.
it's 1,000 times worse.
Yeah.
At least Frank is a Christian.
Yeah.
Air quotes, but not from this guy.
No, you can't do that. Don't put the scripture
No.
in here. Please don't. You fricker.
Gullible women who are weighed down with sins and led astray by various passions, always learning, but never coming to a knowledge of the truth. And even more pathetically, in our hyper-feminized age, she's captivating gullible men too. Now, I don't know Erica Kirk personally. Maybe she's a terrible person. I don't know. Maybe she's a wonderful person. Maybe she was a great wife. Maybe she was her own brand of toxic femininity. Honestly, it's none of my business and it's none of yours. Yes, she is a public figure. And yes, as the CEO of TPUSA, she deserves scrutiny. But here's the thing. The people currently attacking Erica are not.
It is up to us. Like, I don't know what he's talking about. She's on tour. She's doing like, shows, events, Club America, Turning Point Education. She's asking for money. And we're not supposed to ask questions?
And an organization that wants to influence our kids.
Yeah. It's going
Of course,
there.
we have to ask questions.
Darn
If the
straight.
teacher is crazy, if the school starts changing things, you have to ask questions because your children are your responsibility.
I'm not gonna not ask questions because she's a widow.
Uh-huh.
I mean, like, do men get out of that same like? Is there a scapegoat for men to get out because of a Bible quote? Or like, we all know, and I'm saying this allegedly, okay, in other cases, okay, I'm not saying Erica did anything. I'm saying in a lot of other cases, the spouse is always the first one. You got to watch them. You got to surveillance them. You got to look at them. You have to look at everybody, uncles, cousins, sister, brother, everybody. Everybody's a suspect in the beginning. It's not freaking hard. It's not rocket science. Like literally, the spouse is the first one, especially when it's a man. They go look at him first, even if it's a tadpole. They look at the father. Like is there a Bible verse for the man? Like, why is the widow protected? What are we doing here? There has been numerous cases of the wife doing stuff as well. We have seen it. It's written. It's there. We should be allowed to ask these questions and to. Okay, we didn't even get to the Doge. We didn't get to Doge audit. We didn't get to Joe Kent talking about like the foreign agent stuff. Like we didn't get a chance to ask any of that. It's all been like, nope. Utah's handling it now. Hi, we're going to Governor Cox and Kash Patel. We're going to pave it, cover the crime scene, and now we're going to go to leave it all for Utah now. This is where we're at. We can't ask questions now. Because of the Bible verse. The Bible verse tells us so. The Bible verse tells us so. Oh.
By and large, criticizing her in her capacity as CEO of TPUSA. They're criticizing her as a person. They're picking apart her facial expressions in old photographs, how much she cries or doesn't cry. They're speculating about her childhood and her family. They're dissecting how much her dresses cost or who she poses for photos at public events with. It's disgusting. It's immoral. It's unchristian, and it's wrong. If you're behaving this way as a woman, you are giving in to the worst impulses of your sex. And if you're behaving this way as a man, well, you aren't succumbing to toxic masculinity. You're being a
Boom. Jeremy Boring, ladies and gentlemen. Notice how he quoted the scripture, always learning, but never coming
What did
to
he say?
an
You're being a what? Did he just say the B word? Did he just call us the B word?
Yep. Yeah, he did. He's just gaslighting everybody.
Oh
Men, women, everybody.
Everybody. Falling apart, guys.
knowledge of the truth. We're getting closer, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting closer. We're always learning, but never coming to the knowledge of the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus and the apostles called Satan a murderer, liar, accuser, and slanderer who seeks to steal, kill, and destroy. I want you to notice something, that after the murder on 9/10, we had a wonderful memorial service for Charlie, where more people saw the gospel than at any time in history. But since then, what have we had? We've had lies, accusations, and slander seeking to steal, kill, and destroy. And people out there don't believe in the demonic. How could it be more obvious? This is spiritual warfare.
This is the same speech he gives every single time.
I agree with him. This is demonic. This is spiritual warfare because he knows very well what this is.
Yeah. But he's not really doing anything about it.
No, but he knows because he knows. You know?
Knows. Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Because, like
He
they
knows
talked
nothing.
about it.
He knows nothing, but he knows something, so he knows.
You usually accuse people based on yourself.
Yeah.
Like you might never think about, like you stole that from me.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless it's very obvious. If that's the first thing that you're thinking, what made you think that? Because you're capable of stealing? Maybe I didn't steal it. Maybe I was hungry and I took it. But you're not even letting me talk. You're accusing me first. Because accusing is a mirror. You point with one finger, you have 3 back to you.
Yeah. Accusing is a mirror. I like that quote. I like that. Wow. Great quote. Love.
I thank you. Sorry, I'm getting all He's cringe.
He's cringe, all right. All right.
This is demonic. Jeremy's right. What she's doing is evil. She's dragging a widow through the mud rather than supporting a widow and trying to comfort a widow. She's accusing and slandering a widow and the people that love Charlie the most without evidence. She's lying, she's accusing, and she's slandering. And she wants to destroy. She wants to destroy TPUSA. That's what I think her goal is. Now, maybe I'm wrong about that, but she sure seems to be, by doing what she's doing, trying to drag the reputation, the legacy of TPUSA
You shall
down.
worship the widow. I'm going to keep telling you, the widow. And you will see we are biblical here. This is it. The whole hand has been revealed. Okay, I'm sorry.
Keep going.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd rather let the guilty go free than to punish the innocent. In fact, it's morally better to suffer evil than to do it. Whether it's intentional or not, Candace is punishing the innocent, while simultaneously making it more difficult to punish the guilty. The best and overwhelming evidence at this point is that Tyler Robinson is guilty. Was he acting alone?
Oh.
Maybe not.
Oh.
Maybe he was. Seems like he was, but maybe not. We'll find that out in the trial.
Oh.
And of course, he's presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Oh, was he acting alone? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. And maybe not. Is what I'm saying correct? Are they gonna make like Lance the backup? Guys, they're all going like he was before, saying it was only Tyler. There was nobody else. It was just Tyler. Was there someone else? I don't know. Maybe. Andrew Colvett, go watch Turkey Tom and Substack and the drawings that Lance did. Go check it out. It's great. It's amazing. Lance could be possibly, like we got to watch what we have to see. We have to see. Blake Neff said the same thing. What is happening here?
Yeah.
What is going on here? The stories are changing. Just like chameleons. Like I can't with this man. Don't change it. It was Tyler Robinson. That was it. 9 months ago. That was it. You're like, that was it. Just Tyler Robinson.
But it's difficult to get an unbiased jury when you're doing what Candace is doing.
Oh, God. Good.
When you are confusing so many people, manipulating so many people, always learning but never coming to a knowledge of the truth. Lies, throwing lies, slander, and accusations around without evidence. And claiming people are involved who had every motive to not be involved, every motive to keep Charlie alive because they loved Charlie. And Charlie actually helped them do what they wanted to do with their lives. So as I'm recording this, it's July 3rd. So by the time this airs, the pretrial hearing will be underway. So keep in mind, there may be new evidence coming to light that I don't know about as I'm recording this, and we will deal with that after the hearing. We'll address it later. But I want to end on something that Seth Dillon, my friend Seth Dillon, said. Seth Dillon, as you know, CEO of the Babylon Bee, had a speech at the ARC conference in London a week or so ago. I think that's Jordan Peterson's conference. Tragically, Jordan couldn't be there. He's still sick. But apparently it was a great conference, and we'll put his speech in the show notes. But he was pointing out how free speech alone won't save us from tyranny and error. We need people who will exercise their free speech by telling the truth, not use their free speech to kill and destroy. And that's what evil is, ladies and gentlemen. Not use, by the way, their free speech just for clicks, just for sensationalism, to throw lies, accusations, and slander around, but free speech to build people up. Creation is building something up, creating something good. Evil is tearing something down. It's hard to build up. It's easy to tear down. Evil is anti-creation. And much of what I see out of Candace Owens and other conspiracy theorists is tearing people down who don't deserve to be torn down. They deserve to be ministered to. They deserve the benefit of any doubt. They deserve our love and our care and our concern. They don't deserve to be slandered. They don't deserve to be accused of things that there's no evidence for.
And you guys talk about her on every Pastor Sunday that you get a chance to. So does Rob McCoy. Even before Charlie even passed away, you guys were tearing her apart. Okay? Tucker and Candace are not saving the world. Rob McCoy, July 27th, 2025. Why? Why are we talking about Candace in every sermon? Why? Or Tucker? Because Tucker was the reason that the donor pulled out. There was all this crap going on in July. And then Tucker went max July 11th. And then there was a dinner that happened at Tucker's place. Look, the timeline. July to September is so important. Screw off, Frank.
And there's no motive, no reason they would ever want to be involved in such a thing. Yet tragically, that's what Candace is doing. Now, as I said on a recent program, I pray for Candace. I have nothing personally against Candace. I wish her success doing the good and the right and the true, but I will oppose her if she continues.
So that's it. That's it for him. I will oppose her if she continues, and then he ends his show there. So that was it for that. And I got this kind of funny thing I saw online. Thought I'd just share it with you guys, if you don't mind.
Frank, what the fuck do we do? Call Ben Shapiro's security team and give them an update. Stat! Okay. Then I'll call Tim Pool's guys.
Saw that online. Just thought I wanted to share it. Oh my gosh. And I wanted to play I don't know which Erica clip it was. Was it this one? This one. Wanted to play one Erica clip before we end off today. And thank you so much for Love and Compassion help me cover this video today. I really appreciate it. If you're not following her, please follow her. It's Love and Compassion 1. She does a lot of the Bible verses. That's why I wanted her on my show today. So I will put her link in the chat here. Give me a second. And I think after the court date, yeah, there is her link is in the chat. And I think after the court on Friday, Erica flew somewhere because she was speaking at, was it Club America? I think it is. I think it was. Let me play
Yeah,
it.
CLS.
This one. Did you guys see this one? All right. I'll play this one. Then we could talk about it. And then that's pretty much the end of my show today.
Okay.
So let's hear it.
This past week, I have seen something I'm still trying to unpack and put into words. And someone asked me, do you still want to go to the Chapter Leadership Summit? And I sat there and I thought, I already knew my answer, but I just thought about it. I like to internalize things, sometimes too much. And I thought to myself, you know, if you don't fight for what's right, I would much rather our country look like this room than the inside of that courtroom. So that means having hard conversations. That means when you're tabling, if your table keeps getting destroyed, become a roving table yourself and go talk to people. Go sit with people at lunch you don't normally sit with. Be creative with the ways that you are a chapter leader, because you are a leader, you are not a follower.
Yeah, so that was one of the things that was just posted recently on TPUSA. So she is speaking at, was it Club America? I don't know where this was. Pick up the mic. They have a whole couple pictures there. Blake Sneff's there. Sneffers. Which one do I have here? I want to show you the next one. One more here.
It's Chapters Leadership Summit.
Oh, Chapter Leadership Summit. Thank you so much.
CLS. You're welcome.
Thank you. So I was wrong then. Chapter Leadership Summit is where she's at. Do you know where this is?
No, that
Does
I
it
don't
say?
know.
Okay.
I'll find it.
And then we have another one.
Husband built this movement. He built this machine, and I watched him do it. And
He he built this machine, and I watched him do it.
I stood by his side through every sleepless night, through every moment of concern, through every phone call, through every high, through every low, the things he could control and the things he couldn't. I was there. I was his vault. I was
his vault. V-A-U-L-T. She says all the time. I was his vault.
I was his confidant. I was his. And what's so special about that, and you'll realize this, if you think about it, marriage, when done properly, when not rushed, and when you find the right person, it's not painful. It's not hindering. Women, you let your husband do what God has called him to do, and you support him because you are the guardian of the home. Men, you love your wife like Christ loves the church. And you...
Delayed reaction.
And when you...
That was a very delayed, is that fake clapping? What is that?
Yeah. It was in Washington, D.C.
Washington. Okay, so this was in Washington. So she flew from Utah to Washington.
Yep.
Because someone did say that her time on her last post was in a different area, something like that. Somebody was saying that on my live stream yesterday. I forgot who said it. And yes. She flew away to this thing. Wow, right away after the court. She's working right away again. She doesn't stop. She wants everybody to stop, but she doesn't stop.
Yeah. And the babies?
And the babies? I don't know where the babies are. Love, we don't know where the babies are. We don't know. But, you know, she's his vault. His vault. Someone was asking, what did she say? Somebody said lightning, like a bolt. No, vault. V-A-U-L-T. I'll show you the picture in a second.
You see, and you have that covenant. You have to think of it, thinking of like a worldly way to explain it, but to me, think of it as a cathedral. Let's say you're in Paris and you see the most beautiful cathedral with these stained glass windows. The cathedral is your husband, strong on the outside, looking at it. It's beautiful, it's strong, holds the weight of the entire cathedral. But
the cathedral is your husband. Wow, I like how she's saying this shit right now. Talk some more.
Stained glass windows are the wife. And if you remember,
the cathedral is the husband and the stained glass windows is the wife. Okay. Okay.
Move the frame of the cathedral, those stained glass windows shatter. They're useless. And if you have the cathedral without the stained glass windows, what is it? Just an empty thing of concrete. Sure, it still serves its purpose, but it's not complete.
So then why are you doing this? If it's not complete, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you using Charlie's name and doing all this shit? What are you doing?
So it goes hand in hand. One is not a weaker vessel than the other, and you build together.
You're building.
And so again, I have seen my husband build this, and he has entrusted it to all of us.
So we're talking about the vault. Here it is. Everybody was asking about the vault. Be your husband's vault. She says this a lot. I should have made a perfume on this. Almost like what? What do you reference this to, love? Like more like his secret code, or she's like his companion? Like, what do you get from be your husband's vault?
Nothing, honestly. That analogy is horrible. It's like,
Yeah. It's
mm,
like I'm thinking like, in a bank with a big vault machine, like you need a code to
yeah,
get in. Like that's what I'm thinking. I don't even know anymore.
yeah. No, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why?
Yeah.
What do you mean by this? By that you can keep his secrets, that you can keep his secrets. That's the only thing I can think of.
Keeping the secrets, yeah. Because like if you look at that picture and she posted this, not me. I didn't make this picture.
Yep.
It's in her Instagram still. Um so he's whispering something into her ear. So basically she knows that like it's almost like I know everything. I'll be your
Yep.
husband's, confidant and secret code to the abyss bank vault. That's what I think of that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta go there. We just have to do that, okay? So this was my show today. I hope you really enjoyed it. We just ran down the, you know, Frank Turek lies, and I think we did the poll. What did the poll say? Let's see. Where's the poll? I can't even read the poll anymore. Where'd it go? Can anybody see the poll? I already ended it. I think it was like, um,
We agreed.
we all agreed that Frank is lying. So I think that
Yep.
was the winner. I would have to go back in the chat and look for it, but yeah. So I might do members live tonight. See how my rest of my night goes. But please thank Love and Compassion for joining us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. I wrote something because I didn't want to miss anything that I was thinking before joining the live. I will be brief.
Okay.
First of all, I want to thank you and Chris for letting me be part of this incredible journey. More importantly, thank you for giving not just me, but all of us a platform and a safe space where we can chat, laugh, and discuss the important issues that are already affecting our lives and will continue to do so even more in the future. I sound like I'm like Frank reading from my teleprompter. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So, oh my God, you're making me cry. Thank you so much.
Thank you both for being such caring, genuine, and incredibly intelligent people. Thank you for inviting us to your live shows and giving each of us a voice. Thank you for supporting small creators, encouraging researchers to share their discoveries, and for building such an amazing community where everyone feels welcome. Most of all, I thank you for allowing me to call you my friends.
Oh my
That
God.
means more than words that I can express. I love you guys. I
Oh
love
my
you big
gosh,
time.
you're making me cry, love. Thank you so much. Oh my
You're welcome.
gosh.
And I have a Bible quote to refute every single thing that Frank said. John 8:32 said, "And the truth will set you free."
Oh my goodness. I don't mean to be like Erica Kirk right now, but I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Oh,
From the bottom
that
of my
was,
heart.
oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh, that was so beautiful. Thank you. Guys, could you please put heart emojis in the chat for love? She's making me cry. Oh my goodness. I didn't
I
expect
believe
that.
I believe I'm talking for all of us because
Yeah.
we adore you guys. Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you. And I'm so happy I met you. I really am.
Me too.
I'm so happy.
Thank you.
I know like we go way back from like seeing each other on Mr. Lecko's chat.
Yep.
So and now look, we're doing shows together, We're
Yeah.
breaking down the verses together. So
Yeah.
I I can't say it again. I can't say it enough that I am so happy I met you. And everybody in the chat, I'm so happy you guys
Likewise,
are
and
here. Like they're all giving you heart emojis. That was
thank
so touching. So
you.
touching.
Thank you.
And
And
yeah,
I
I
love
should always
everybody in the chat. I've made so many friends through this journey. It's incredible. And
yeah.
I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. And we're going to be
Thank
doing this again. We will.
Yes. Yes.
We should do this more often. Everybody says they love when you come on my show, so we should do this more often. And she might have like a Spanish teaching class on on her channel. So I want to
Yes.
learn Spanish. I know a little bit, but I'm not fluent. I would love to learn it. So that'd be cool. And she does a lot of Bible breakdowns of Bible verses on her channel as well. So please go over and give her a little subscribe. It's very easy to do. And is this your first live stream?
Yes, from my channel. Yes. Thank you.
It's her first live stream too, because she just started trying to get traction on her page and you need a net amount of following and watch time hours so you can go live. So this is amazing. I'm so glad that I was your first live stream person that you collabed with.
Thank you for giving me the chance.
Yeah, always. I love to give everybody chances on here. Like we
Yes.
do that on our members live too. If you want to come up and talk, we talk,
Yes.
we chat, we laugh because we need more laughter in this world. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I really appreciate you. So you have a great rest of your night. I love everybody in this chat. You guys are fire. There's researchers in this chat. I always like to bring up researchers too on my streams. I collab with people that only like they have nothing. They just have like 5 followers. But I collab with them. So I want to get the truth out. I want to do more shows on different things, not just this. Obviously, this is very important, right? It's in the headlines right now. But you'll see more. I'll be doing more cold cases and all that stuff coming back again. I promise you, because people are asking me to do it. They're asking me. A lot of people are asking me to do the Utah girl. You know, the runner that died. That girl.
Mhm.
What's her name? Lauren.
I don't remember.
Lauren something. Anyway, I will be doing more of
Information
that.
overload this week.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much again, love, for coming. And we are done for today. I thank you all for coming and being so kind to my guests, being so respectful in the chat. The chat was beautiful. I will see you tonight if you want to join my members live. And Christ is King. I love you all.
Christ is King.
Say Jesus' name. Keep fighting for the truth. And I will see you all my Flamingo Mafias later. Bye now.